Oh, hot damn. Are we live? Hot damn. Hello, everyone. Sorry I was quiet there for a second. I didn't know we were actually live. Hello, everyone. Hi, 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 hi. Where's my sound effects? There we go.
Welcome back.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hi, hi, hi.
Welcome back.
Whoever you are, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Hi guys. What's up?
Yeah, I'm also here. Hi, Siska. How you doing? You know what, Siska? Here's a little present for you, Siska. Hello, everyone. It's not Monday. It's Tuesday in beautiful, sunny California. I am your host, Kirin, and today we're going to be partaking in a little bit of creative endeavors. I am working on editing my next novel, Memory Leak, a psychological horror novel, which I expect to come out next month. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I have two Elden Ring sounds on, by the way. The other Elden Ring sound. There goes that one. So how's everybody doing? We're in the pre-show, by the way. The stream will begin in just a second. Yeah, wow, October is going to buy is going to be another book buying month for me. Oh no, did I do that? I'm sorry. So, I had a big weekend. I've been incredibly busy. And yet here we are once again. Because here's what happens, okay? It's always going to be busy. That's just the reality of being a human being. It's always going to be busy, you know? I always like to come back to the thought. Don't expect it to be easy. Assume it is going to be hard. And so here we are. Today I will be stepping back into the world of writing fiction. I say that as though I've left it. I haven't left it. Those who played Tokimeki 95 know that I have not left the world of writing fiction. But nonetheless, here we are today. My plan is to read and edit the book right before your eyes. I am not gonna do like full-on not looking at chat. Oh, how long since we had the editing can't chat signal? Oh, dude, it's been a while. That's rule 0, by the way. If you type rule 0, that's rule double O, which I only bring up for situations like that. I'm doing kind of a casual read today, so I'm not super stressed about staying on focus 24/7. We will be respecting breaks, though. We will be respecting breaks. Other than that, how have I been? I've been, you know, my body is doing the thing it does, where it likes to just be like, I don't need sleep. And I'm like, motherfucker, I want to sleep. I very much enjoy sleep, okay? I'm a sleepy bitch. Catch me in the bed, taking a nap, okay? I love sleeping. And for the last, like, 3 nights, my body's been like, I'm like, mind, relax. Body in bed. The room slightly cool. I got my weighted blanket on. And then I just stare at the ceiling. I just stare at the ceiling for like 2 hours. And I'm like, what is this? So I was just watching videos because I was like, well, I might as well do something with this time. But, you know, the human body is a mystery. You know, I'm gonna make do as I always do. And here we are once again. Creativizing, being creative on stream. So, without any further ado, allow me to take you into the main show. It's 11 a.m. in sunny California. Let's just dive right into the count of 3, 2, 1, and boop. Hello, everyone. It's me, Maxi.
Welcome back.
My pronouns are they, them, and I think I should have like a rhyme like Siska does. I really think I should. I really like Siska's rhyme. Hi, Alex. And also, you know, hi, Alex. Hi, Dallas. Hi, Siska. Hi, Chippy. Hi, Skylar. And hi, Dale. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back.
Today is going to be a very special day. I will be reading my next book and making edits to it. The rhyme came to me organically, since Siska, don't force it. But I force all of my jokes. Hi, Duppy.
Welcome back.
How you doing, Dups? Let me really quickly, so that I don't dox myself yet again. I'm gonna duplicate this file. Make a copy of this revision file. I'm tired. Dude, same.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Same. But you know what? Here we are. Once again, I'm torn to pieces. Revision pass, stream 1. There we go. I've renamed the file. Here we go. I will be... Ooh. Doppy says, I got some beautiful tomatoes from a customer at work, but I'm too tired to cook. Dude, tomatoes go kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. So I did... Okay, so I made one change to the layout of the text on the stream, and that's gonna have to get fixed like right now. Show the ruler. Text width narrow, please. No, maybe medium. I want to bite into a tomato. Yo, hi Citra.
Welcome back.
How you doing? Ensalada caprese. BRB getting some mozzarella cheese. What about medium? Does medium work? Okay, I think medium might be good enough. Alright, so I'm gonna grab all the text. And what I like to do is that I like to change the font. And that very much helps me look at this with a brand new eye. I cannot look at Arial anymore. Arial is like such a... When I say basic font, I don't mean it in a bad way, okay? So I'm going to be changing the font. Let me just... Give me a second. Oh my god, it's always something. It's always something. Sorry, there's someone outside. There's someone outside doing construction work, and I'm just like, please don't be loud enough that it's coming in. Also, someone's gonna be like, Maxi, this stream is way too quiet. I know, because I haven't turned on the background noise. There we go. The sound generator for today is going to be the Old Mansion sound from mynoise.net. You can check it out at this link right here. Alright. For what it's worth, we're not hearing any construction noise. Oh my god, thank you. Let's just say that, like, I live at a corner. So, like, much like, when it comes to brownies, okay? Getting the edge of the brownie is the best, right? Because you get more crust. When you live in the corner of a street, you get 100% more noise, 100% more like construction than any other like place on the block. Shoutouts to Jenny from the block, by the way. So I'm gonna be changing it to Courier Prime. I'm sorry for anybody who hates Courier Prime. I'm sorry. But here's where we are. I hope it didn't take out any of the... Let me undo that real quick. Let me go find an instance of... As a screenwriter, I love Courier, okay. That's right. Citra says Maxi lives in the corner of a brownie pan. You heard it here first. Could somebody please quote that? I actually appreciate that. I actually really do like that. Why am I at page 245? Oh, there's so many fucking pages in this book, man. Alright, well, feel free to just, like, stop so you can copy the entire book. Let me just, there we go. So, I do want to clarify, by the way, I wrote this book. Robotosense is not bad. I almost would say Robotosense is, like, the standard. Writes real fast, oh my god. Oh, you know what, actually? Thank you for copying that, Alex. I really appreciate that. There you go. So I sure hope nobody added that before me. Okay, perfect. So fellas, I hope you're in for some spooky vibes today. I know it's not Halloween yet, but it might. Yo, that's Squad 1-800. Let's go, dude. Hell yeah, Citro. Citro, you're Quad 1. You're Quad 900, Citro. Good job. Oh my god, my throat was not ready for that. But yo, let's go, Quote 900. 900, dude. We can almost do a D1 1000. D1000 bits of wisdom. Actually, before I begin the stream, it's me, the first person to make the DBZ joke. Okay, I just want to see if there is there where? Oh, okay. So there is in fact italics right there in Okay, perfect. So italics is actually carrying through. Perfect. I want to make sure that the formatting was okay. Before I do anything, I want to remind you, by the way, that next week, a week from today, will be the first day of Halloween. And I am, in fact, going to be wearing an outfit for Halloween. If you haven't already, go to the link in the chat right now. Boom. And vote on what you would like for me to wear on stream. We have legally distinct clown, legally distinct douchebag ghost, legally distinct anime office worker, and legally distinct Mexican folklore. I'm torn between 1 and 4, says Chippy. Oh, I see, Alex. Alex says screenwriters use underline instead of italics because it looks cleaner in Courier. You don't even need to register. I don't want to say, I'm not biased towards any of these. Which legally distinct Mexican folklore is for exactly, by the way? It's La Llorona, by the way. It's La Llorona. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Ronnie got it. Also, I love Ronnie in the shower. Legally distinct like La Llorona. Yeah, Baba Yaga is Slavic, it's true. It is funny because it's also just me slightly doing a Binding of Isaac, like, cosplay, really. It's funny because you could also say, like, it's Mexican Sadako, really, at this point. I mean, there's a whole lot of culture out there. You can't be like, you can't, I can't blame you for not knowing all the culture. I will say, I'm thinking that if power wins, I'm gonna have the little scythe floating around spinning whenever I talk. I feel like it would be cute. Hi, Justar!
Welcome back.
How you doing today? By the way, if you haven't already, don't forget to vote on my poll to decide what my outfit for Halloween is going to be. We can only have so many sad, evil women out there. It's true. No. We can always have more. I will say I really like how my legally distinct beetle just came out. I feel like he looks really cute. These are all mock-ups, of course. This won't be what the actual model looks like, but still. Also, yes, by the way, I have planned that if the Kurumi one wins, the ears will bounce when I speak, by the way. That is part of the plan. Alright, so I'll be reminding you of that throughout the stream today. Do I want Courier? Am I changing my mind? Book Antigua instead? Antigua? Cambria? I could do Cambria. What about Book Antigua? Now, Maxi, why did you change your mind literally 2 seconds into the stream? I changed my mind because I am actually currently writing another game with Courier, and I realize my brain's gonna get all mixed up if I don't change it. Okay, also please stop showing me the ruler. I don't care for the ruler. Put this away. Okay, here we go. Is Book Antigua the Stephen King font? I wouldn't know. Not because I have anything against Stephen King, I just wouldn't know. So, let me really quickly, can I show you this outline document? I can, okay. Just everything is forked up. Alright, so, whenever I design, or I work on a book, Hi, Emma!
Welcome back.
Welcome to the stream! Today I'm going to be editing, the novel I wrote last year, Memory Leak. A story about, 3 indie game developers and a, polycule. And I'll tell you what happens in a second. I literally just did this morning. I redrew. Here's one of the pieces of art that I did last year. I redrew it. If you haven't seen it, get ready. 3, 2, 1. Boop. I'm not super happy with it. No, this is not the one about the slime living in the dungeon. Also, it wasn't a slime. It was a mimic. But still, nonetheless, it looks good. Thank you. You know, just a year of my style changing. Yeah, this was the arc where I was just using this one very sharp brush. I like it though. Anyway, so we'll come back to this image later. So, what was? Let's actually start the timer before I forget anything. Boom. There you go. All right. Welcome to the creative stream. We're going in there. Feel free to be creative yourself. I don't know. I'm not your mom. So, what were the 3 root elements for this for this book? They were the concept of the memory leak, which is a thing that happens in the story where characters have entire gaps of their memory just completely erased from moment to moment. And the entity, the creature behind it all. We'll learn more about that later, by the way. Sorry, Alex. And of course, I wanted to write a book about a horror story set around an indie game developer, like group. And of course, lastly, the throuple. I wanted a story with a polycule in it, and here we are. So with that, and you know, here's the pitch. In an old California Victorian house, an indie game throuple realizes an entity is the cause of their success and their misery. I don't really feel like we got exactly this, but I feel like the story we got at the end was much better. So here we go. I'm just gonna start reading it. So I structured the book is structured as episodes, as like a mini series on Netflix or something like that. It is 6 episodes long, and every episode it literally has a cold open, it has a kicker, it has acts in them. So we literally I'm just gonna start reading. So get comfy. Get comfy. The spookiest time begins now. Cold open. In a dark room, there is only a television set. The round form of the screen is dull with time. Its faux wood exterior has seen use and abuse. Its knobs on the front could not move even if you tried to pry them off. Its knobs on the front. Its knobs could not move even if you tried to pry them off. Its dials? I guess it's more of a dial. Its dials and buttons could not move even if you tried to pry them off. Its dials and buttons could not move even if you pried them off. No, if you tried, because you would try and then you would be stopped. This is what editing is like, by the way. There is nothing else in this room. This is all you see. Suddenly there is light in the darkness. The TV's screen comes to life even as the dials and buttons remain as still as the fingers of a corpse. At first there's only static on the TV. There is white noise, the garbled language that only an electric ghost could understand. And so, you lean closer. You're attracted to the light. Like a moth, you seek the warmth of that screen and the familiarity on the other side of the glass. In time, you witness the static give way to a memory recorded on cellulose film. You remember this. This is not your first time witnessing these events. And yet, you lean even closer. Nostalgia lifts to your sore bones. Across the TV screen, you see a grand stage. You cannot count the number of people sitting and waiting with bated breath. The stage is lit with neon shapes. The darkness seems to be a curtain of its own, and only these shapes stand out. X's, triangles, squares, circles, the letter A, the letter B, the letter Y, and the letter X. These neon shapes hover in the air above the stage, as though stars in the night sky. They cast beams of light onto the stage floor. This prism of blue, pink, orange, and green forms a pillar of light at the very center of the stage. And in walks a man. He's a man of contradictions. He is dressed in a tuxedo, and yet he wears Converse sneakers. He has raven's feet on the edges of his eyes and a receding hairline, and yet his smile is as youthful as a kid's. It's a child's? I think child's is more impactful. Child's. This is the master of ceremonies. The only master of ceremonies. No one else has hosted this award show, and likely no one else will. He steps into the light and stands just before a podium of neon light. Upon this pedestal is the most impressive trophy of the night, a miniature statue of glass panes resembling something, though none could argue what exactly it was supposed to be. Of course, the master of ceremonies is not about to receive this award. He's about to give it to someone, just as he has for a long, long time. He stands in the spotlight. He looks at the audience, at the hundreds upon hundreds of people gathered on that fateful night. You can feel his nostalgia. He's happy and proud of what he has built. He would not trade that place for anything else in the world. He reaches into his breast pocket and produces from within a thin envelope. "Everybody," the man says with a smile, and the audience smiles in turn. "It's time for the biggest award of the night. This year's Game of the Year award goes to..." The man opens the envelope. Many people... See, this is the tense switches here, but this has been present tense because the reader is, or whoever has been described here is witnessing this first person. The man opens the envelope. Many people believe that he is the mastermind, that he alone knows, welcome back to editing, knows everything about this award ceremony. But he is not. He is no mastermind. Even though he soon would be accused of this. Even though he is no mastermind. I don't really feel like I need to add, even though he would soon, he would be accused of this. He would soon be accused of this. But accusations do not change the truth. The awards were as much a surprise to him as they were to anyone else. That was why, for a moment, he lost his composure. The man's voice drifts away, as though a balloon freed from the grasp of a child. This might be our most controversial award of the night. The atmosphere in the room shifts. The air appears to fill with electricity. There is only one thing that could cause such a reaction on this veteran of the gaming industry. There is only one nominee who would stir a controversy if given the most esteemed award of the night. Slowly, eyes turned towards those three. The man holds his chin high. Although he did not agree with the choice, he was a showman through and through. He is a showman through and through. He smiles brightly and speaks with that youthfulness time could never tarnish. Game of the Year goes to King Lear by Starling Games. You know what happens next. And yet, you lean close enough. No, you lean closer and closer. Your nose is almost touching the screen. You listen for a sound that does not exist. You savor the silence. The clapping that would normally follow such a thunderous reveal is nowhere to be found. The corpse is silent. The shock is palpable. Ooh, a murder has just occurred! Oh, on live television, on live TV. The camera changes focus. You see 3 young people get up from their seats. They walk towards the stage, stepping on black, nearly invisible stairs, and find themselves before the podium, before their prize. Slowly, people begin to clap. The camera has its eye on the 3 young people. It has no chance to show the people leaving their seats in okay, this needs to be reworked. The camera has its eye on the 3 young... No, the camera has only eyes for the 3 young people. It cannot. It cares not. Ooh. For the people leaving their seats in droves. A protest. A sign of the word I'm looking for. Rebellion. Against this decision. Against this decision. Ooh, a protest erased. Oh no, a protest erased. From memory. Ooh, is this theme stacking? A protest erased from memory. The camera will never show this. Whether you agree or not, this is their award. This is their moment. The camera will never show this. All that remains in the record is the glamour. It's the glamour of that moment. Whether you agree or not. Whether you agree or not, this is their award. This is their moment. Under the spotlight of the year's biggest moment stand 3 lost souls. Can I already say moment, huh? All that remain... No, the camera will never show this. I'm cutting that off. Whether you agree or not, blah, blah, blah. Under the spotlight of the year's biggest moment stand 3 lost souls. At the center is their anchor. Though you would never have guessed just by looking at him. So feeble, so shy. And yet he was about to speak for the 3 of them. And yet he is about to speak. Let me double check that everything's in present tense. So feeble, so shy, and yet he's about to speak for the 3 of them. Isn't it funny? It is often the smallest people who have the most courage. That's not really a question, that's really a statement. It is often... Since I have it's, isn't it funny? I'm just contracting it as it's often. The smallest people who have the most courage. Standing to either of his sides are 2 young women. The one to his right had hair that was black and green, just like her dress. The one to the left had blonde hair, choppy and out of place, much like her leather jacket. They were Starling Games. They are Starling Games. This is their moment. The young man held the trophy in his hands. Holds the trophy in his hands. He looks straight at the camera, unflinching, unafraid. He might have had the weight of the world on his shoulders, but you would have never guessed. What does this say, Maxi? He might have had the weight of the world on his shoulders, but you would have never guessed. Flinching, unafraid. I think I'm trying to say that he could be carrying all the pressure in the world and you wouldn't know. No, it's almost as that's literally what I said, huh? He could be carrying the world, the weight of the world, not the world on his shoulders, and you wouldn't know a damn thing. He parts his lips. No word has yet to escape his throat, and yet his eyes are already streaming with tears. Tears of joy, of sadness, of something nobody else knew, of something he did not yet understand. Tears of joy. Tears. Now, sometimes we don't have to add things. The 2 women next to him hold him close, as though a pair of shoulders pressing against the door, keeping it in place. keeping whatever lies beyond from entering. They love him. They would do anything for him. They would protect him with their lives. This is actually... this is theme stacking, Maxi? When he finds his strength again, he opens his mouth and lets the words come out one at a time. The right words this time. Real words. Not just the fluff you're supposed to say, but the real stuff. I almost don't want to italicize that. What he really felt. Okay, let me double check that everything is in freaking present tense. Hold him close. He parts his lips. When he finds his strength again, he opens his mouth and lets the words come out one at a time. But he really felt. He knows he will be back to work the next day. Back to the grind of making games. So he let himself have this one moment. This chance to say what he really meant. When he finished, the audience fell silent once again. I feel like I need a break here to indicate that something has happened between this and this, but we'll get there. When he finished, the audience fell silent once again. And then came the clapping. Yeah, that's better actually. And then came the clapping. Little at first, just like how always tears managed to sneak up on us. Just like the two women next to him slowly began to cry. Soon enough, the clapping was thunderous. The stage appeared to... eyes filled with tears of joy. We're back to symmetry, by the way. Tears of joy. Of sadness. Of something nobody else knew. The stage appeared to glow brighter amidst that rapture. You stare deeper into the TV screen, then the lights go off. Then it's just you in the darkness of this room. Fucking love that. We call these the darkness of the room segments that happen throughout the book, usually in the opening or in the middle of each episode. Fucking love these fucking chapters, man. They're really good. Alright, so that is the cold open of the book. Act 1, Scene 1 of Episode 1. The midday sun peered in between the blinds. By the way, we're back to past tense, by the way. This is actively happening to someone. This is, the actual narration of the story. The midday sun peered in between the blinds. The bedroom was dark, save for maybe a dozen little eyes in the darkness. Little red dots indicating that the TV was off, that a game console was in standby, that some device was in need of charging. Although unblinking, these little eyes were not the only witnesses to what happened in this room. Across the window, a feeble ray of sunlight danced. Through the window? I almost feel like we can just cut... You know what? A feeble ray of sunlight danced across the bed. With the curtains... No. The curtains hardly... So, I know why I put the original line across the window. Because I want to establish first the window... The curtains are closed. That's why there's only a feeble ray of light. Because freaking... Adrian and fucking Ava are working super late in this fucking bedroom. So. The curtains... were closed. But light always found a way in. There... A feeble ray of sunlight danced across the bed. The covers were a mess of wrinkles. I'm not sure about this opening, I'm not gonna lie. The curtains were closed. Though light... okay, I don't like this. Okay. Though light always found a way in. On the opposite side of the bedroom. A feeble I don't know if I like this any better, honestly. A feeble ray of sunlight danced across the bed, revealing details lost to the darkness. Ooh, to the darkness of the room. Ah, is this a reference to the previous thing? The covers were a mess of wrinkles. The bed was large enough for 3. A California king, perhaps? Sadly, there were only 2 people currently sleeping on that bed. These 2 little lost souls were enjoying the last moments of dreamless sleep. The clock on the nightstand, with its blinking eyes, was counting down the seconds before it would shatter the silence and announce the start of yet another workday. The alarm went off, always a second too early. Its desperate beeping gave the impression that the little device was calling out for help, as though it were an emergency, as though it were in pain. In one fell motion, an arm emerged out of the folds of the covers and smacked the clock right on the top, silencing its cries. A normal person might have considered snoozing. It was the middle of the day after all. It wouldn't hurt to sleep just a little more, right? Sadly, this was no normal person. No young man working 9 to 5. He had a special job. It was the middle... Okay, I feel like I need a transition here. It was the middle of the day after all. It was already so late. It was already so late. What was the harm in sleeping just a little more? There we go. We remove the right instead. We make it more confident. Alas, the arm belonged to not just anyone. Not a normal person by any degree. Not a normal young man working 9 to 5. This young man, he had a special job, one which called to him. This job tugged at him as though the strings connecting puppet to master. It was time to work. The covers flew to one side. They hadn't made... This young man and his bedtime companion had not made their bed. Had not made their bed in forever. And they sure were not about to start making it today. They had things to do, more important things. They had work that needed to be done. I wanna tell us as work one more time, okay? A pair of bare feet touched the floor, then another. 2 young people went about their daily routine. One was shorter and masculine, the other was taller and feminine. A young man and a young woman. His skin was fair and hers was brown. The young man walked across the room, stepping into their little bathroom. The lights came on and the whiteness of the bathroom blinded him, though he did not mind it. He was used to the contrast of his life. Darkness, then light. Work, then sleep. Then work, then sleep. He looked at himself in the mirror as he brushed his teeth. It was not all bad. His life was work. His life was work. But it was not all bad. He passed his fingers through his messy brown hair, so many strands standing at odd ends. He thought of brushing it, but Ava kept the brush by her nightstand. The young man, one such Adrian Starling, looked through the mirror and spotted Ava just behind him. She had taken the brush and was now untangling her long hair. It was mostly black, save for her bangs, which were a vibrant shade of green. Looking at her, the young man felt his heart skip a beat. God, he loved her. He felt his cheeks grow warm for a dozen reasons, least of which was the lovely way in which Ava's sleep shirt hung off. Ew! You know it's bad if I can't read through it. Least of which, his cheeks He felt his cheeks grow warm for a dozen reasons. I'm gonna put a semicolon here. Kitty's probably gonna remove it. Least of which was the lovely way in which Ava's sleep shirt, Ava's shirt hung off one of her shoulders. If Kitty thinks this sentence sucks ass, I'll fix it. Of course, she noticed. She smiled at him, blew him a kiss. I feel like this could be. Blew him a kiss, then set the hairbrush on the bathroom sink next to him. It was now his turn to brush his messy hair. Together they dressed, looking a little less disheveled. Is this how you spell disheveled? I guess it would be past tense. This doesn't seem right. Let me go look up this. This word does not look right. Is that what disheveled? I guess that's how you spell disheveled. The thing with writing is that you spend so long looking at work that words stop making sense. Together they dressed, looking a little less disheveled than they had when they woke up. Adrian had on a Together they dressed, looking a little less disheveled than they had before. Than they had when the alarm first rung. Ew! Ew! Time to get up and stretch. Alright, that's a break, fellas. That's a break, fellas. Alright. So, what are my thoughts right now? As we're at this point in the book. How many words are we in? Oh, no, you know, actually, allegedly it's 65 pages. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. Yeah, it's because it's all compressed. Okay, well, the first episode is 65 pages, and we're in page 8. Not too bad. Thank you, Chippy. Thank you, Chippy. Fellas, by the way, while I am continuing to edit, I do want to say, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate that. It's really warm in the room. I'm gonna go turn on the AC, and while I do that, consider leaving a like on the stream. It helps a lot. And also, if you'd like to support the stream monetarily, you can do so by going to coffee.com/mkirin. And if you haven't already, don't forget to vote on my Halloween outfit. Boop. There we go. Chippy says, please send some of the warmth over here. Okay, I'll package it up, okay? I'll package it up real nice for you, Chippy. Oh my god, I just realized. Oh my god, I just realized we're terrible friends. Oh no, Kitty and I were terrible friends. We bought a few things from Fanime for Kendra and Cade and Chippy. And I'm pretty sure we haven't mailed them. Now, in my defense, that was Kitty's. Kitty said that we're gonna mail it. Okay. I don't want to say that I'm blaming my wife for this, but I did tell my wife to mail them, and I'm pretty sure they haven't mailed them yet. Anyways, we gotta figure that out. Yo, Kate! Hi, Kate! Love you.
Welcome back.
How you doing?
Hey, bud.
We're editing today. Kitty, get behind me. All right. Quick, easy break. Kate says, good. Happy to see this story come back. Thank you. Again, it was always my intention to come back. I've just been busy with a lot of stuff, and this year's been a goddamn mess. Okay, where was I? I think I was here. I was hearing them dressing up. All right, fellas. This was a nice break. I got up, I stretched, I drank some coffee, and now we're gonna just jump back in. So let's freaking do it. Should I put on actual music? I realized this ambience was good for writing, but it might be a little bit distracting for editing. Let me try putting on some lo-fi Leo, okay? Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. Kate says Tiger update. He's napping in the sun right now. I love that. I love it for him. He's just an old man. He's just an old man. Alright. Together they dressed, looking a little less disheveled than they had when the alarm first rung. And they had. When they got up, Adrian had on a worn-out white shirt. Okay, actually, I forgot timer, by the way. Boop. All right, let's send it. Let's go. Adrian had on a worn-out white shirt. All of his shirts had little holes in them, though he couldn't have told you how they came to be this way. He wore a pair of denim jeans. Washed out, worn out, just like his sneakers. Ava put on a comfortable pair of sweatpants, a tank top, and sandals. Winnie didn't make you lunch! Winnie! Oh, that's it. Cade, get behind me, Cade. Ava put on a comfortable pair. They both worked from home. They didn't feel the need to put on suits and ties. Comfort was of the utmost importance. Ava kissed Adrian on the cheek, then the lips, and told the young man that she would go ahead and start burning their toast. She was joking, of course, in the way that all jokes are slightly based on fact. The way that all jokes are based on fact. I think slightly is fine here. Adrian promised he would meet with her soon. There was just one last thing he needed to do. The young man walked across their bedroom, the feeble ray of sunlight cutting him in half with gold. He stepped into their little bathroom, reached for a little container on one corner of the counter, and produced from within his favorite little memento. A pair of earrings shaped like ghosts. He put them on, and nearly walked out of the bathroom without doing something very important. He opened the medicine cabinet, cracked open his bottle of pills, and took his morning dosage. He swallowed them dry, closed the cabinet. He closed them dry. He then closed the cabinet and looked at the young man. He looked at the young man in his reflection and told him sweetly, "Come on, Adrian. It's time to get to work." Act 1, Scene 2. The thing about being a game developer is that it feels like your work is never ending. This was especially the case for Adrian. As the small studio's programmer and lead writer, Adrian was constantly solving problems in his head. Eating breakfast, solving problems. Walking to his office, figuring out the game's story. Waiting for his computer to boot up? Of course not, that's silly. Adrian's computer was always on. Always ready for him to get to work. Work. Thinking? Of course not. Thinking? Of course not. Waiting for his computer to boot? Never. That's a thing, of course not. A thing, never. That's silly. Adrian's computer was always on. Unlike his bedroom, Adrian's office was better lit. For one, the curtains were drawn, the blinds off. Although he had a north-facing window and he would never see the daylight come into his office, it was good enough for him. You could see the house's backyard, his neighbor's house, and the tops of the trees in the nearby park. Adrian liked looking out this window, though it was not something he did often. And even when he did, he seldom really looked out the window. He mostly stared absent-mindedly, solving problems in his head. He spent most of his time typing at his desk. Coding, writing, his keyboard was his dearest ally, though the relationship was far from healthy. Adrian had typed millions of words, and many times that in lines of code. He had forced his fingers onto the keys so hard and so many times that most of the keys had been worn nameless. Could this be theme stacking? He typed without looking down, without noticing that most of the keys were blank with wear, without considering buying a new one. Sure, they had the money. They were successful now. They had bought that house. Though even after so many months, they were still unpacking. There was also just so much to do. I'm missing a transition here. They were successful now. I need to expand this. They had bought a house, but they were so busy. They had bought a house and furnished it, but they were so busy. There was hardly enough time for them to savor the fruits of their labor, to spend, the coins in their coffers. There was so much damn work that needed to be done. They didn't have time to go crack. They didn't have time to go crack open those boxes and move them around. They were still living out of boxes. They were so busy. They were so busy. They were still living out of boxes. They didn't have the time to go crack. No. They were still living out of boxes. The ones they had cared to open. Most of their belongings from the past ended up in the attic, where all things went to get forgotten. Where all forgotten things ended up. Theme stacking. And so Adrian Starling went about his work. He worked through the imaginary list of items in his head, checked them off one at a time, fixing that line of code, writing that scene for the next playtest, checking Ava's writing, figuring out how to code that new feature, this and that, and this and that. Boxes got checked left and right, work got done. Nothing could break Adrian's concentration. Sometimes he even lost track of time. Adrian blinked his eyes. They were dry from staring at the screen. He thought to wear his glasses, but there was a nagging feeling at the base of his neck. An idea that the time he would take to wear the glasses and get used to them would detract from his ability to get more work done. There was a nagging, feeling at the base of his neck. A contradiction. He thought the time it would take for him to get used to the glasses could be better spent getting more work done. It was silly. It was a silly thought. He knew that, but he could not argue with his need to get more work done. With his need to check boxes. That was how he lost track of time, again and again. Adrian rubbed at his tired eyes, suddenly aware of his own body. How long had he crunched for today? He turned his head to look out the window, and he saw nothing. The darkness of night blanketed his window in black. Adrian rubbed his eyes again. He must be mistaken. He had only sat down just a moment prior. He had only worked on so many things. He had checked so many boxes, sure, but it hadn't been that many boxes, right? Adrian looked at his computer. The screen was so much brighter now. He looked through his notes. He had fixed so many bugs, more than he even remembered. That feature that he was thinking about earlier, it was in its first incarnation already. He had written half a dozen scenes and reviewed everything Ava had sent him. He didn't exactly remember doing all this, but it had been done. He tried searching through all his memory as one would. Just search, okay? He searched through his memory as one would through a pile, of all the mail. Looking for something of the utmost importance. But there was nothing for him there. Much like when you open a bunch of mail. All the it was all junk. It was all junk. This troubled him for only a moment. After all, memory was fickle. How many things did he actually remember? He remembered little of his childhood. He tried not to remember high school. His past was filled with bad memories. The contrast between the person he was then, the person she had been then, and the person he was now. Maybe that was why he didn't like remembering his past. Maybe that was why time seemed to escape him. He wasn't sure if he even liked being a he or a they, but those two labels seemed to work for him now. Just like crunching was working for him now. Memories or not, he was getting work done. Boxes were getting checked. Boxes were checked. Their next game was coming along great. Was coming along according to plan and maybe even ahead of schedule. For once. Adrian took a deep breath. He stretched his arms and leaned back on his chair. His muscles and tendons ached from the tension he had been holding on to so dearly. Adrian, you're so silly, he told himself. This is what being in the zone feels like. He liked telling himself that. It was an antidote to a seasonal affliction that seemed to become more and more chronic. He told himself this lie over and over again. As the days passed, as he worked and worked, as his little window grew bright and then dark, as the days got away from him, as the scrapbook of his life gained page after page. As the days got away from him, as the scrapbook of his life gained page after page, but he put nothing inside them. It didn't matter if he didn't remember, he was always making something. Something that mattered. Alright, and now for Act 1, Scene 3. Ava looked out the window at the sidewalk and street beyond. They were surrounded by historic Victorian houses of the Californian variety. All the houses were built the same way, with the same series of steps, the same columns, the same flares. On their own they were special, but standing in a line as they did, they looked mundane. Ava hadn't thought about that before buying this house. She had only thought about what it would be like to be in there, to be... Forgive me? To be... in there. Her back facing the street. She had spent so much time with her back facing the street. Now that she was inside the house, inside the home, looking out, she recognized that it wasn't as special as she thought. Then again, she was just glad they had a place of their own. Being a game studio is one thing, living out of a studio apartment is another. Ava looked out the window one last time. She was hoping Casey would be back from her little adventure. Ava had no clue when Casey would return, or if she even planned to return that day. And yet she couldn't help but look out. She couldn't help but look out the window, waiting for Casey, as a cat would for her owner. There came a buzzing feeling at Ava's thigh. She reached into her pocket and pulled out her phone. She pressed the on-off button without looking at the screen. Her time was through. She allowed herself little breaks like these, though lately it had been break. Singular. Just one break in the middle of her workday to look outside and remember how far they had come. They weren't just a trio of college dropouts making games out of some garage. They were a real studio. It didn't feel real. Ava had talked within... They were a real studio. Though, it didn't feel real. It may never. It may never... there you go. Feel real. Ava had talked with enough people in the industry to know... To know it did. It never did. Ava had talked with... Ava... Okay. Just say just knew, okay? That's better than had talked. Ava knew enough people in the gaming industry to know it never really felt real. That that it most often? No. They were a real studio, though. Didn't feel real. I'm gonna cut this for now. Ava knew enough people in the game industry to know it never really felt real. And she was okay with that. Ava walked across the large living room, her path drawing a line from between the front door and the stairs leading up. Her path is drawing a line between the front door and the stairs leading up. Her path drawing a line. Oh, between the front. Okay. You know what? It took me a second. Ava walked across the large living room, her path drawing a line. How about just from the front door to the stairs leading up? She passed the archway that led to their dining room. She passed the archway that led to the kitchen. She passed a handful of doors here and there, including the door to the basement. A part of her felt guilty for spending so much time walking around when she ought to have been working. But there was something so lovely about living in a big house. A house full of rooms that they hardly ever used. A house full of nooks and crannies. No, it didn't feel real, not yet. Maybe Ava would be the exception to the rule. She untied the hoodie wrapped around her waist, slipped her arms into the holes and zipped it up. This side of the house was so much cooler than she was used to. Much colder than it was supposed to be at this time of year. She assumed it had to be the construction of the house. Maybe it was drifty. Maybe the walls were so thick that they let none of the Californian warmth in. Either way, she had plenty of blankets in her office. She was going to bundle up and get to work. Let me actually put some goddamn lip balm on. The thing nobody tells you about talking to a microphone forever is that your lips gets really, really chapped. Ava took the stairs to the second floor, walked down a corridor, then around a corner to another, and came upon her little office. She opened the door and was greeted by a room shrouded in darkness. The only source of light was the glow of the drawing tablet, held aloft by a metal arm. Siska. Ava took a step into her room, already feeling colder than she had on the first floor. She was about to cut a beeline towards the pile of blankets on the floor when she felt her feet slip underneath her. I mean, I feel you can just say her feet slip. Ava held onto the walls for support. Oh crap, it's true, we have to add that quote. You're right, Siska. Where's that quote? There you go. I got it. Thank you, Siska. No, I got it. I got you. It was a hunt. It was a monster hunt. A monster hunt. Thank you. Already feeling colder than she had, blah, 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 blah. Ava held onto the walls for support, and she managed to keep herself from falling. She took in a deep breath, savoring the realization that she could have hurt herself badly had she made contact with the floor. She allowed herself the chance to laugh at how much of a klutz she was, but then a thought struck her. If I'd gotten hurt, it would have been bad for the game. And she was right. She was the game's lead artist. Her nail polish might have been black, but her hands were made of gold. If she had broken something, anything, it would have been a disaster for their next game. Ava could not help but follow this white rabbit down its hole. If she had broken a finger, it might have set back their game by months, maybe even a year. She had become an artist late into her teens. She knew how hard it was going to get those fingers of hers to listen, to draw the lines straight, to portray her imagination accurately with analog and digital pencil. Ava felt herself wondering how long it would take her to get back to making art after breaking a finger. When she shook her head, pushing herself out of that reverie. Let's call it that That dark reverie? No. Let's put dark reverie for now. She knew she did this. This apocalyptic thinking. She had tricked? She had tricked herself. Sometimes she tricked herself into imagining how one little mistake would unravel the fabric of her life. She didn't like this about herself. It felt like a kind of self-harm that it grossed her out. But she did it. But she did it time and time again. But she did it. Time and time again. Ooh. She explored how one little mistake can end everything. Time and time again, she explored in her imagination how one little mistake can end everything. She shook her head again, flicked the lights on, and confidently walked over to the pile of blankets. She wrapped herself in one, sat on her chair, brought the tablet closer, and took her drawing pen into her right hand. She used to work as a way to escape her thoughts. Inside her canvas, she was in full control. She was the sole arbiter of her creativity. She opened up a blank document and began to sketch. She knew what would come next. Without music, without preamble, without as little as a... I feel you guys can be together. These two paragraphs can be together. Without music, without preamble, without as little as a second thought, she began to work. She began to get lost in between strokes of her pen and glimpses of something only she could see in her mind's eye. And unbeknownst to her, there was something on the floor, right by her door, on the spot that had caused her to slip. Act 2, Scene 1. Adrian blinked his eyes. He had lost track of time again, but this time it wasn't as bad. He knew how he had gotten there. Adrian had worked a lot that day. He was actually rather proud of his code, something he was always very critical of, something that never okay, I'm gonna rephrase this. Something that seemed to never happen. After so many hours of sitting at the desk, fighting the pangs of hunger in his stomach, he finally decided to get something to eat. Of course, it took him a little bit. It took him a while. It took him a while to get there. Work always has this strange way of holding. No worries, Alex. Have a good time. Work always has this strange way of holding you hostage at the very last minute. Adrian had some social media posts to write, some emails to get back to, some fan mail he really wanted to review. No, he really wanted to answer. Next thing he knew, it was hours later. The pain in his stomach was nearly unbearable, and yet he did. He bore with it until he could finish every last task, every final box checked. For now. And now he was in the dining room, sitting by himself, an empty bowl in front of him, a box of sugary cereal by his left hand, a carton of milk by his right. The milk must have been out for a while, as it had sweated a little pool of condensation around itself. Adrian looked around. No spoon. He couldn't help but laugh at himself. Had he really forgotten to get a spoon? How was he supposed to eat his cereal now? With his hands? Like a savage? Yeah, actually, with his hands? What kind of... What? What kind of monster had he become? Adrian saw a world of movement coming from the... theme stacking! Adrian saw a world of movement coming from the edge of his vision. Everybody get ready. It's almost time. He saw a blur move closer, through the arch that connected the dining room to the kitchen. He expected to see black and green hair, but that's not what greeted him. The blur came to a stop right next to him. Though it wasn't Ava. The height wasn't right. This person was short, just like Adrian. This person also didn't have brown skin like Ava. In fact, this person's skin was lighter than even Adrian's, which made her blue hair stand out that much more. Care for a spoon? Nana said, holding a spoon in one hand. I do, thank you, Adrian replied, smiling. Without saying a word, Nana pulled up the chair next to Adrian and sat down. Nana rested her elbows on the table and returned Adrian's smile with one just as bright. Oh, what a little ray of sunshine she was. A little nosy, but a ray of sunshine nonetheless. How's the game coming along? Nana asked. Oh, it's coming, Adrian answered. He never knew what to say when it came to the state of the game. He never really felt like their games were complete until the day they came out. To Adrian, game development felt like one very long and very feverish dream. He would have said so out loud, but he didn't really know where their latest game, 12th Night, was. He felt like they just started, but then again, he did have a playable demo. Break time? Are we almost there? Where? No, Nana just showed up. Yeah, we have a bunch of Nana still, okay. Gotta freaking love Nana. I love that bitch. I love that bitch. I love that bitch. Anyways, fellas, it's time for a little break. Get up and stretch. Get up and stretch and get ready for another cycle coming up really soon. Some coffee? Delicious. Alright, I'm up on my feet. I'm stretching. And if I'm telling you, if I'm taking a break, really do consider taking a break yourself. It really does matter, okay? Your body is not made to be sitting down for long periods of time shrimping up. No shrimps. You better stop shrimping right about now, swear to God. Chippy? Chippy, you better not be shrimping, Chippy. I know Chippy loves Splatoon, but you gotta stop shrimping, Chippy. I will say though, is Ava shrimping? Ava's absolutely shrimping. Ava's posture is so bad. Chippy, I wanna, you know what, Chippy? Chippy, you're Bowen. I'm not shrimped out, says Chippy. Okay, alright, I believe you. I'm babushka'd up. I love that. Am I gonna quote that? Is it in bad faith to put together two lines into one quote? Oh, my text is doing the weird thing where like, oh, there you go. Add quote. I'm not shrimped out. Babush cut up. There we go. There we go. That's pretty good. They're a bonded pair. It's so true. Chibushka. Babushka. Chippy says, guys, I got bone-connected earphones. Excuse me? Are they connected to your bones, or are they connected with bone? I don't get it. That's Ron. Conducted. Bone-conducted earphones? What does that mean? You ear through your bones? Well, it's sad. It's not gonna work for Chippy because Chippy broke their Bowen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. No. Again, I was saying unrelated. I was dragging Chippy back in. Poor Ronnie. Ronnie says that they have a tiny head. It's because Tiny's so small. It's because Chippy's so... Chippy? Oh my god. It's because Ronnie's so small. Ronnie's so small. Ronnie fits in the palm of your hand. It's so true. Can I get some Ronnies in chat, please? Can I get some Ronnies in chat for my good friend Ronnie, please? Alright. Jellyfish don't even have Bowens. I don't know about that. Where's that meme that Siska shared? There you go. No, see, This is what meanwhile, at Chippy's hideout. So, they laugh at my boner, will they? I'll show them. I'll show them how many boners the Chippy can make. I'll show them how many boners the Chippy can make. At Chippy, when they sit down to do commissions. So they laugh at my boner, huh? Freaking love this comic. Chortle at Joker's boner. It's so good. If somebody could come up with an acronym, yeah, because Dale says should have been renamed the show to BONES. To BOENS, dude. Can we come up with a fancy acronym for Bowen's? Anyways. Alright, so back to work, fellas. The novel's not gonna edit itself. Maxi, I'm hearing you in my bones. Damn. Wait. Hold up. Hello, Ronnie. That's right, fellas. We're live today from inside Ronnie's bones. That's right, fellas. Welcome inside of welcome. We're coming live from Ronnie's brain bones. Hell yeah. Yo, Ronnie, I have what's a good sound? What is this one? What is that? What? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I have a new sound effect, by the way. I have a new sound effect on the stream, by the way. It's not safe for work, but what is safe for work on the stream?
Pussy out!
That was way louder than I thought. I'm sorry, Ronnie. That was really loud. I really apologize. Me whenever I say I'm gonna do a thing and then I don't. That was way louder than I thought it was gonna be. I'm really sorry. You know, it's like, come on, Maxi, fight Nomi, and I'm like, no.
Pussy out!
Fucking love the sound effect.
Pussy out!
That's better. That's much better. That's much better. Yeah, there's a bunch of like sound effects here that I never freaking use. Like, of course.
Wait, I got an epic dragon, mommy?
Gotta love that. And of course.
Now, let's talk about your mental health.
Speaking of mental health, pepperoni! Oh my god. Pepperoni. I just got it, Chippy. I'm so slow. They're comfortable as long as I don't start headbanging. Dude! I think I took the PlayStation sound off, actually. I think I took that one. That's the only one that didn't make it. RIP. Anyways, fellas, do you think the book would be improved if I had sound effects in the book? You know, it's like it's like, you know, how's the game coming out? Nana asked. Oh, it's coming. Adrian, please. Adrian, please. All right. Is there anything else that I want to, any button I want to press? That's what she said. Okay. All right. We're gonna get back to work, fellas. 25 minutes on the clock. Get set. Go. It felt like that just started, but then again, he did have a playable demo. The first act of the game was basically set in stone, but that was only 1 of 5, and there was always the chance that some little change would cause him to have to rewrite half the code or the script. Adrian wasn't even looking at the prospect. He half expected it. Wait. Huh? Oh, there was always the chance that some little change would cause him to have to rewrite half the code or the script. Adrian wasn't even shocked at the prospect. He half expected it. Just like he half expected Nana to ask about the game every chance she had. She was, after all, their biggest fan. It was a good thing that she was such a ray of sunshine. You know, you could try out the current version of the game, Adrian said, at last pouring himself some cereal and milk. Am I gonna type in that order? No, this is... Okay, this is not the place to have the argument of putting milk or cereal first, okay? It's in a playable state. You'll be the first person other than us to give it a spin. Nana shook her head, causing her blue bangs to shake violently. Absolutely not. I would never. Yeah, I figured. Adrian flashed Nana a smile. He knew what was about to come. I may be the president of the Starling Games fan club, but I am not about to allow my relationship with you guys to undermine the player experience. I am a player too, after all. Nana nodded to herself, as though she hadn't given this speech a dozen times before. So I'll play the game like any other player when it comes out. That's fair, Adrian said, then began taking spoonfuls of sugary cereal. The two of them shared a little moment of silence. They'd known each other for quite a while. Sometimes, Adrian felt like he had known Nana his whole life.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He was grateful to have such an energetic, positive force in his life. Game development could be such a drag sometimes. It was good to have someone who changed the energy in the room as soon as she walked in. Yeah, it's nice to have someone who just manipulates the energy in the room as soon as you walk in. So I was wondering, Nana said, playing with the moisture left over by the carton of milk. Have you seen Casey? She hasn't been in for a few days. Then again, Nana was good. Then again, Nana had this propensity for being nosy. Propensity. Adrian had no interest in talking about Casey, let alone Casey's adventures outside the house. His heart still felt sore. It angered him that Nana would bring it up, but he cooled down soon enough. The sugary cereal gave him a quick high, and really, it wasn't Nana's fault that Adrian and Casey had been icy lately. I don't know where she is, Adrian said. Ooh, flatly. I don't know where she is. It was true. Technically speaking. Ooh, news about fantasy life? Let's go. Technically speaking. It was true. It was all true. Technically speaking, he hadn't lied. He really didn't know where Casey was. He wanted to believe that he didn't care either, but that was not true. He cared. He worried about her. He wished they hadn't argued. He wished she hadn't said what she did, he wished she hadn't said what she said, she hadn't said what she did, and that he hadn't done what he did. Purposefully, by the way, purposefully clunky there on purpose, okay? Say, Adrian, I'm sorry this is a weird thing to ask. Nana looked away, embarrassed, but not enough. Not enough to quit being so nosy. Are you and Casey still, you know? Nana's incomplete sentence was a perfect encapsulation for the way Adrian felt about Casey. What were they? Were they still friends? Were they still partners? Casey and Ava were still on good terms. At least he assumed they were on good terms. He wasn't about to ask those two to pick. It just felt like a shitty thing to do. The world was so shitty already. He didn't have to make things worse. And really, he didn't know what Casey was thinking. He wanted to think that maybe after so many years of knowing one another, that he would have an idea of what was going on through her head. What's going on inside her head. But he didn't. Casey was still a mystery to him. Adrian sighed, unable to shake the thought of her. It would be easier if he didn't love her so damn much. Act 2, Scene 2. Adrian rushed out of his office. He had worked late into the night, telling himself he would go down to have dinner as soon as he finished one last task. And then another. And then another. Next thing he knew, it was hours later. He felt cold sweat sliding down the side of his temple. He was scared that Ava would be mad at him for standing her up. But then, he saw her. She was coming down the stairs just as he was entering the corridor. She was also working late. It looked like she too had worked late. She too had lost track of time. Adrian could not help but laugh. They were alike in so many ways. He wished that he and Casey were alike. Though he soon shook this thought. He ran up to meet Ava, calling out to her, when suddenly his voice sounded very quiet. There was a crash right next to him. I'm gonna italicize this. There was a crash right next to him. Adrian panicked. His first thought was that Ava had fallen down the stairs, and so he rushed forward. But he quickly came to a stop. Ava was still going down the stairs, her face turning towards the source of the sound. The crash had not been in front of him, but behind him. What was that? Ava asked as she arrived at the bottom of the stairs. Adrian didn't reply. He looked behind him, searching for the source of the sound. It had been loud enough to mask his own words, and loud enough that Ava heard it coming down from the second floor. And yet, when Adrian looked down the fully lit corridor, there was nothing. It sounded like grass breaking, Ava noted. Did it? Adrian furrowed his brow. If it had sounded like glass breaking, then there would have been a big mess of glass all over the floor. Adrian inspected the walls, as bare as they were, as well as the furniture in the corridor. There was nothing on the floor, save for the dozens upon dozens of boxes they had yet to unpack. Ava arrived at Adrian's side. She instinctively hugged tight, as though to keep him from whatever unseen danger was around. He did not protest at this treatment. He hugged her back, took a deep breath, catching her scent, and feeling a lot safer than he had in a long, long time. At least until Ava spoke again. You don't think someone's breaking into the house, do you? Ava. Ava, no! Ava, no! Adrian stared with tear-stained eyes. He knew she had a point, but he did not like the prospect of answering that question. Either someone had in fact broken into their house, which was bad enough, or something else had happened, which was a whole can of unknowable he wasn't ready to crack open. I'm gonna just put Adrian here instead of he, just to kind of break the flow here. But this house is full of windows. Adrian sighed at the prospect of checking every window for a possible point of entry. We could also just call the cops. Ava raised an eyebrow. What are the cops going to do? Adrian narrowed his eyes. Yeah! What are the cops going to do? What are the cops gonna do? Fair point. What a mess, Adrian sighed. Really makes you want to go through this whole home invasion thing ASAP so we can, you know, get back to work. Yeah. Another crash. Another crash. This one further down the corridor. This time Adrian heard the sound of glass shattering. Both of them swallowed their fears, held hands, and walked down the corridor together. The place was fully lit, and yet Ava couldn't help but turn on her phone's flashlight, for whatever good it was going to do. They followed the length of the corridor, searching the walls with their eyes for shards of glass and half expecting to feel the cold air swooshing in through a broken window. Neither came. The house was as warm and the path forward clear of debris. Can we talk about the word debris, by the way, for a second? What a freaking messed up word, okay? It ends in an S, and you're expecting me to just not pronounce it? Yeah, I know it's French, okay? Fucking French of the... freaking French ruining everything. Anyways, debris, not debris, by the way. Even though debris sounds kind of cute of a word, I think it's kind of cute. Anyways, as they reached the end of the corridor, Adrian spotted something on the floor. It was all thanks to Ava's flashlight. He saw a point of light being reflected at them, a shard of glass. It was at the top of the stairs leading down to the basement. Normally, the idea of walking to the basement of an old Victorian-style home would be a tall order, especially considering how Adrian and Ava were both currently cracking open a can of unknowables. Where had the crashing come from? How did that shard of glass end up there? The rest of the landing was clean, or as clean as things could get in a house of 3 people working way more than was humanly possible. Sure, their house was a mess, but they were not leaving shards of glass laying on the floor, especially not since the basement was Casey's turf. The basement of their home wasn't some dark and dank place a child would be terrified of walking into. It was someone's room and work office. Casey specifically agreed to get in this house under the promise that she would get to have her recording studio in the basement. It was the best place in the house for recording sound without catching any background noise. From the street. Background noise from the streets. From the street. Outside. Ava took a step closer to the basement stairs, meaning to climb down, when Adrian stopped her. He put a hand on her arm and gently held her there. We really shouldn't pry, that's Casey's place. So what? Ava asked. She's gone. So what? Ava said. It's not really a question. That doesn't mean we should go through her stuff. We're not going to do that, Ava narrowed her eyes. Also, she's not even back. She would have told us if she was. Adrian looked down at the floor, at that lonely shard of glass. What if she didn't? What if she came back while we were working and, I don't know. What if she had a bad night? That would explain why she wouldn't say a thing. Maybe she's throwing a fit again. That would explain. That would explain breaking things. That would explain all the stuff. All the broken stuff. All the broken glass. Adrian noticed his voice growing heated and he hated it. He loved Casey. He had no right to say things like that. He shook his head and spoke. Maybe we should just let her be. There came another crash. Ava and Adrian looked down the stairs. The sound had come from the basement. There was no doubt. As they stared into the darkness, they saw a line cast across the wall. The ice cream trucks are back! Let's go! Oh my god, Chippy. I love you, Chippy. Why is the ice cream oh my god. Yo, everyone, Chippy brought some ice cream. Everyone, come get your ice cream, by the way. Everyone, come get your ice cream. Chippy got ice cream. Everyone is honking at them? Dude, incredible. The sound had come from the basement. There was no doubt. As they stared into the darkness, they saw a line okay, the one thing nobody ever tells you, that talking nonstop also makes you yawn, by the way. It's just, you're just breathing in so much air. Sometimes you just get a yawn, okay? This line here is what's tripping me. As they stared into the darkness, they saw a line. Ooh. A fluorescent line cast across the wall. There was light in the room. The door was slightly ajar and light was pouring out. Maybe there was someone there. Instead of holding her back, Adrian was now pulling Ava towards him, away from the basement, away from the shard of glass, away from the strange sounds. We should leave her alone. Act 2, Scene 3. Adrian typed away at his desk. The light of morning peered through his window. He was up early today. He had been having trouble sleeping again, a condition that only seemed to be medicated by working more. He knew this couldn't be healthy, but it worked for him. He was making games, he was successful. Was that not enough? Was that not worth losing some sleep? He battled these thoughts much like the characters in his game battled themes of dread and despair. He often created games where winning was never sweet. It was always vinegar, never honey. He wondered if he was maybe projecting a part of him, a part of the way in which he viewed the world, onto his games. Although this seemed like a question with a simple answer. Hold up, Kitty just texted me? What is Kitty texting me? Oh my god, of course. Of course. Love you, Kitty. Love you, Kitty. He wondered if he was maybe projecting. Although this seemed like a question with a simple answer, he wasn't so sure. After all, he wasn't the only person making that game. It wasn't his vision, it was theirs. I actually want to break this up. It was theirs. Adrian let his fingers rest on the worn-out keys of his keyboard. He slammed the backspace key several times. He rewrote the sentence a couple times more. A couple times. No, he rewrote the same sentence over and over. There you go, that's much better. Over and over. Never satisfied with the result. He leaned back on his chair, taking in a deep breath. He looked out the window, a little window of his office. Had he really been working through the night? Was it morning already? Again? This isn't right. There came a creak from the other side of the room. It was a door. Adrian turned his head, expecting to see Ava, and once again being greeted by another friendly face. Expecting to see Ava, and once again being greeted by a different friendly face. How's the game making going? It was Nana. No CS however. You know, Adrian rested his tired hands on the back of his neck. For someone who doesn't want to know about our games until they're out, you sure love spoiling yourself on the little details. I'm not spoiling myself on nothing, Nana said, with the energy of a child trying to trick their parents into thinking they weren't lying. Nana acted so young, but she had to be their age. It was one of her charms. She was just so youthful, so full of energy. It was contagious. I think this should be like one thing. Can I come in though? Nana asked, smiling. Yeah, why not? Adrian laughed. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, of course. You don't have to ask. You don't have to ask, Nana. You're always welcome. You're always welcome here. Adrian laughed. I'm currently stuck, so you're not going to catch me working for reals. Oh, it's okay. Nana walked into the room, taking the details in as though it were if it were her first time. It wasn't. You know, I actually like it better when the animals are not in the exhibit. It's more natural that way. Excuse me? Adrian raised an eyebrow. At a zoo. You know how sometimes you really want to see the tigers or the bears? Though really tigers are the best. Anyway, so you want to see the tigers, but they're sleeping in their holes. Then someone tells you that you can see them if you try enough, so you do. You don't find anything though. But the act of looking for the tigers is a lot more fun than having them handed to you in a silver platter. Does that make sense? I don't know if I like being compared to a pseudo animal. Oh, don't worry, Nana said excitedly. You'd be something cute. Like a bear cub or something. Bear cubs are definitely in the top 10. No, top 5. Nana held out 5 fingers. Top 5 animals to see at a zoo. Of course, tigers are number 1. Wait a minute. What's that on the screen? You mean this? Adrian pointed to the document on their computer. It was the outline for the many endings of their current game. Adrian had tried and failed to brainstorm some of the darkest endings. Actually, he hadn't even figured out what the main ending was going to be. It was starting to become a problem. Oh, it's just the outline for the game. Don't look at it if you don't want to get spoiled. I can't get spoiled just by looking. You gotta play it. Nana's confidence in her words was so strong that Adrian could not possibly offer a refute. Instead, he had thought of trying something different. What if he just asked Nana for help? In all truth, Adrian and Ava asked Nana for help all the time. They sent her on errands. She sometimes helped with the house. It was kind of normal. Well, it was weird, but in a normal kind of weird, considering the strange life of Starling Games. Up until now, Adrian had not really asked for Nana's opinion, though she was their #1 fan, so she was probably a good person to ask for feedback. Nana, take a look at this. Adrian half expected Nana to take a step back, say something about the integrity of play, and how she just wanted to be a fan and have nothing to do with the actual process. But that did not happen. She leaned closer, nearly pressing her cheek against his. No, I want her to do that, actually. She leaned closer, pressing her cheek against his, and read the outline in a matter of seconds. Oh, so that's what the problem is. Adrian was not sure what Nana meant by that, though knowing the young woman, he had an inkling of a clue that she was not done talking. See, here's the problem. Nana started talking, just as expected, and with the same level of energy as she had when talking about zoo animals. If you look at the main character, she's busy. She's a busy bee all the way through. The brother is supposed to be a revelation, right? Just like in the Shakespeare play. Yes? Yes? She thinks that her brother is dead, but she later finds out that he survived their shipwreck, right? Yeah, that's what happens on 12th Night. But look at this. Nana gestures to several plot points in the outline. The brother just kind of comes out of nowhere in the later part of the game, right? No matter what choices the player has made, they end up always reunited with the brother. Hi, Jada!
Welcome back.
That's not very, well, It's not very Starling games. It's not really a twist. Adrian furrowed his brow. We don't do games with twists. Yes, you do. Once again, Nana's confidence won. People love the twist in King Lear. The twists in King Lear. You gotta give them more. You gotta give them more like that. You gotta. Yeah, okay, I know exactly what I want to say here. People love the twist in King Lear. You have set a precedent. And people love it. You gotta give them more of that. More of that. Nana stared at the screen intently, then back at Adrian. You know what? What about... Oh, this would be a little... I mean, it might work. You know what? What about... What if... Oh. Now, that would be... I mean... It's certainly Starling material. But you probably don't want to go for that. Go for what? Go for what? There was something about her tone of voice, that confidence. It was so youthful and yet so refreshing. Adrian had grown so jaded in the last few years. He had worked himself to the bone. He longed for the kind of excitement that Nana showed with no effort. What is it? Adrian, is this 2 spaces? It's 1. Adrian asked again. If you have an idea, I'll take it. Even if it is... messed up? For once, Nana showed hesitance. Hesitation! My favorite word. As though a kid staring into a tiger's cage and wondering for the first time if it was safe as the adults claimed it was. I've been bashing my head against this wall, Adrian sighed. I'll take whatever you got. Don't say I didn't warn you. Then I leaned closer to Adrian and whispered into his ear. Hear me out. What if the main character's brother died in the shipwreck? You already have a mechanic in the game about changing bodies with other people. Why not lean into it? Why not let the players think that you've been playing as a sister the whole time? She can already transfer her soul into other bodies as she spends most of it pretending to be a man already. Why not lean into it? Why not reveal that she's actually her brother, whose soul transferred into her body during the shipwreck? That way the real twist isn't that your brother is dead, but that you have actually been the brother all along, and switching souls caused the player to kill their own sister well before they press start on the main menu. You were never playing as a sister. Adrian stared into space. He drew lines. In his mind. He connected dots that seemed wholly, that seemed completely unrelated. Inside him, he felt a fire roar. Ideas surged. Without realizing it, he smiled wide. You were never playing as a sister. That's just so damn that's just damn cruel. It's so messed up, Nana. This is messed up. I told you, Nana said in sing-song. She took a step back as though admiring her work. It completely changes the flow of the story, Adrian said, already typing at full speed. That means the goal of the story establishes can't be achieved, and that's just so tragic. That means the goal of the story establishes can't be achieved. That means the goal of the story. That means the goal of the story can't be achieved. And that's just so tragic. You can't save your brother, you're him. Your sister is gone, and so is your body. You will never be reunited with her or with your own body. This feels like a game you can't win. Always vinegar, never honey. Satisfied with doing her one good deed of the day, Nana left the room, thinking of getting some snacks for the hard-working Adrian. Back inside the office, though, the young man was typing fast enough to make his fingers ache. This is what game development is supposed to be. This makes sense. Adrian could feel his chest burning with excitement. This fixes everything. I know the endings now. This fixes everything. This is much better now. This fixes everything. Adrian stopped. He looked at what he had typed. He thought of what it meant. The next words escaped his lips without him realizing it. People are going to hate us for this. That's so freaking good. That is such a good chapter, man. That is so good. That is so good. So tasty. So delicious. Mmm, tasty. All right, fellas, I have to tell you. Today has just flown by the way. Hi, Alexa. Welcome to the stream.
Whoever you are, welcome to the show.
The name of the book is Memory Leak. Memory Leak. It is an allusion to the cast of the story having large swaths of their time vanish from their memory as they work on this game and the supernatural elements therein. Thank you for asking. We're currently on break. On this stream, we respect the Pomodoro technique. We like to take moments of intense focus where we're focusing on one task, followed by times of break, where we actually get up from our chairs. Were you standing on the table? Were you sitting on the table? I was sitting on a chair. I'm stretching. I'm gonna drink some of my coffee, and then we're gonna get back to work. See, taking breaks makes it so you can work for longer periods of time. Could you imagine? Can you believe the idea that maybe taking time to take a break is good? And yeah, today has just flown by. I've been already editing for almost 2 hours, and it's been really fun. I will say the editing will probably finish at 1:30. And if you want to know what 1:30 means, look at the top right corner of this screen. I think we can do probably 1.5 more cycles. And then we'll do dailies. All right, and we're almost so as I mentioned before, I wrote the book like a Netflix miniseries, right? It is 6 episodes. And we're almost wrapped up with the first episode of the book. This is not my first novel. This is not my first novel. I have quite a few novels published. I'm also a game designer. Yeah, Ronnie and I on the quick on the draw. Thank you. By the way, anyone who's watching the stream who hasn't already, consider leaving a like. It actually helps a lot. You can also support the stream by going to coffee.com/mkirin and supporting my show. Fun fact, on my coffee, I have a poll right now to decide my outfit for Halloween, so please consider voting on that if you haven't already. Pick my outfit for Halloween. Are you a full-time writer? Yep. I do this streaming, game designing, writing thing full-time. I've been juggling a lot of plates lately. That's why it's taking me so long to get back to this book. But you know, a little bit here, a little bit over there. I've also been having a lot of fun designing games, so you know. There's just so many things pulling at my attention. Everything seems so fun. Anyways, where was I? People are going to hate us for this. Ima asked, if you don't mind me asking, what writing program do you use? I have used pretty much every writing program under the sun. This is Google Docs. No worries, Ronnie. Thank you for answering. I wrote. Let me hide this screen real quick. I wrote this entire book live in front of the viewers last year. Yeah. I can show this. I can show this. Okay. Yeah. Literally, all the files I have are just literally Google Docs files. It's free to use. It automatically, backs things up on the cloud. I can start writing on the computer, then I can edit on the iPad or on my phone. It's nice. I really love it, and it's freaking free. I've used every program under the sun. I've used Scrivener. I've used, oh my god, Focuswriter. I've used Evernote. Rip Evernote, man. Oh, Evernote, I miss you. I miss you, Evernote. So the reason why, so someone out there might say, but Maxi, programs like Scrivener have so much more like things you can do with them. And the thing is, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? People have been writing books for a long time. for as long as there's been, ideas, people have been writing stuff, right? You don't need Scrivener to write a book. If Scrivener helps you write a book, good for you. But you don't need Scrivener, okay? Listen. I'm never gonna get the Scrivener sponsorship because I tell it like it is. I always think of like, listen, Victor Hugo wrote Les Miserables. And that book is like freaking huge, right? And he didn't have, Scrivener. So I realized, honestly, like, all I need is just I need something that's reliable, right? So that's why I use Google Docs. The other reason, I'm gonna be entirely honest, I was using Scrivener automatically backing things into the cloud until, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, okay? I was using Scrivener, and then one of the Scrivener updates broke my app to the extent that I had to, like, uninstall it. And going through the process of, like, resetting my Scrivener, only for it to then break again the next update. I was like, what am I doing here? What am I? I'm spending more time fixing Scrivener than I am actually writing, So I just went to Google Drive. I said, you know what? The lowest common denominator. Can I write books using this? I have. I have written several books just using Google Docs. In fact, I'm pretty sure. No, yeah, literally, my last 4 books. 3? My last 3 books. A Fabulous Gaze Volume 1 and 2, and The Last Red Mage were all made on Google Drive. And again, the best part, honestly, the best part about something like Google Drive is that everything gets automatically backed up into the cloud. I have never lost, I haven't lost any writing in years. And trust me, losing writing is like the actual worst. Losing writing is the worst. Anyways, enough talking about that. Let's instead return to the book. And Siska says, I use Word Anvil for the my D&D campaign. Hell yeah. Again, whatever works for you, whatever floats your boat. Like Siska, it's serviceable. It's pretty good for the price. For the price, you can't complain. Ronnie says, I use Microsoft Word like a psychopath. I mean, like, listen. Now, Focuswriter is good. I just wish it could back things up to the internet. Chippy says, I switch between Docs and Focuswriter depending on what I need in the moment. But everything gets pasted into Google. Yeah, so, Anywhoots. 25 minutes on the clock. Let's send it, fellas. Act 3, Scene 1. There was something delightful about working until his body could do so no longer. There was something delightful about working until his body gave out. It was a kind of addiction, a drive to see how far he could push himself to the edge without falling. To take a peek into the abyss without being swallowed. You know what? In many ways, it was the most human thing to do. Adrian looked at himself in the mirror and smiled. He had lost track of time. Day became night, became day, became night again. Soon rays of light would pierce through the blinds of the bedroom. Soon he would allow himself to fall into dreamless stupor. But not yet. Adrian splashed water on his face. He patted it dry. He looked at himself again. Yes, he looked tired. This was now a badge of honor for him. He loved his work, though he was not sure if the feeling was mutual. Oftentimes, it felt like an abusive relationship. He gave the work all he had, and the work gave him purpose? Money? Fame? Adrian searched the other side of the mirror for an answer. He never really cared for any of those things, and yet he was happy. And yet he was satisfied. He felt like he was an exception. He was the only person in the whole world who could wear himself silly, making something just to make it, and manage to sleep soundly at night. But not yet. Hi, wifey! How you doing, love? Hi, baby. Hi, wifey. Everybody say hi to Kitty in chat. Everyone say hi to my wife in chat. Everybody say Kitty in chat, so Kitty's emoji bounces on the screen. If you don't mind, I'm in the middle of a cycle. I tired, it busy? No, my poor wifey. Ah, there's my wife's emoji. There we go. Hi, wife. Oh, hi, wife. Adrian, sir, but not yet. Adrian took off his ghost-shaped earrings, took off his clothes. He was not the only one. On the mirror's reflection, he caught Ava's eyes on him. His body, his form. He looked at her naked body, her naked form. He loved her so much. Though he was not sure if he understood the strange substance that caused her to love him. The same substance that caused Casey to love him. It was all a mystery. It was all a mystery. It was all alchemy to him. It was all alchemy to him. It was all a mystery. Come on, let's go. Her words lifted his spirits, filled him with excitement. Sleep would come, but not yet. Hold on, just one more thing, Adrian said. He opened the medicine cabinet and reached for his bottle of pills. He cracked it open, dug around inside, all while still looking at Ava in the mirror, and felt something odd. The bottle was empty. He took his eyes off hers and looked into the bottle. There was nothing in there. There was nothing in there. Hadn't he just filled the prescription? Hadn't he just gotten it from the pharmacy? Hadn't he just gotten it from... Hadn't he just gone to the pharmacy? Adrian searched his memory, that barren wasteland, trying to find proof of how many pills he had taken. He couldn't have taken too many. He was too busy working. He only took them in the morning and at night. And maybe if his mind wasn't doing too good, but he had been doing better. But then, why was the bottle empty? Adrian was about to say something, ask Ava if she knew, but something came over him then. He felt her arms around him. Maxi, why didn't you read that section, Maxi? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna read everything. You gotta keep some things secret. Ava was trying to focus. Scene 3, Act 3, Scene 2. Ava was trying to focus. She was making art for the game, creating assets using her talents. Although it should have bothered her that Adrian had suddenly changed the plot of the game, she could not argue that it was the way to go. In fact, she loved the new twist. It made sense to her, almost as though it had always meant to be that way. With this new plot twist, everything about the game suddenly clicked. Yeah. Suddenly clicked. She wished things were clicking for her then. But alas, she scraped another design. The ending illustrations were some of the most important pieces of art in the game. Following a long and arduous campaign, the player was rewarded with an ending based on their choices. Of course, there were no good endings in their games, only bad endings and worse endings. Ava knew what she wanted to show in these illustrations. Ava was seeking a type of uncomfortable grossness that felt right for the ending of Duke Orsino's story. In their version of the retelling, he was already a piece of human piece of garbage. He was already a piece of human... No, he was already a piece of human oh my god, they're a piece of human garbage. So it felt fitting that his ending should be just as disgusting. The culmination of all his deeds throughout the story, and then some. And yet, Ava was struggling to get there. She sighed, put her pen down. She massaged her drawing hand with the other. She had lost track of time and had nothing to show for it. In retrospect, it felt as though the hours she had spent were nothing more than just corrupted file data. No different than a video that cuts into blackness and static. There was nothing there. No memory of the hours lost, just work, just stress, just struggling to make that one design click. Ava had a problem. She was too good at catching details. She was too attentive. This trait had never, ever been good for her. She paid too much attention to people around her. She saw too much. Her sight gave her information she did not ask for. Ava had seen characters like her in movies and books, the kind of mastermind who could look at someone and know about their divorce and how they're currently coping by assuming an absurd amount of gin. She could see those things, but there was nothing magical about it, nothing glamorous either. Being able to see so much of the people around her was so easily. Being able to see so much of the people around her so easily. It was just sad. The link is books, Kitty. Thank you for answering. I am an independent author. It's true. Nothing glamorous either. She saw the pathetic, the unfortunate, and the terrible in the people around her. She wasn't a detective. She wasn't Sherlock Holmes. She was just a normal person trying to live her life. She didn't need all this noise. She didn't want to know what everyone was going through. That was why she sought stimulation. It was easier for her not to notice the little things if she was stimulated. The sensation of her blanket, the music blaring in one ear, the podcast in the other. She kept herself distracted this way. She kept herself focused. She used sensations as a chance to sharpen the point of her spear. She enjoyed good food. She savored good company. Adrian had no idea how important he was to Ava's work. If it wasn't for Adrian's company, then she likely would not have had the mental capacity to work as she did. To make art as she did. She needed these distractions to function. It was the only way. Even at that moment, as she massaged her tired drawing hand, she was seeking distractions. She was lost in her mind, repeating this reverie, this strange explanation as to why her brain was the way it was. And yet, in the middle of this familiar distraction, a stimulation found her. Ava heard a sound coming from her door. She turned her head, as expecting Adrian or Nana to poke their head in. Most likely Nana, as she had a fashion for showing up with cookies or sliced cucumber sandwiches. All of which Ava appreciated and welcomed stimulation. Food was good, company was better, and Ava liked Nana, for better and for worse. Unfortunately, this time it was neither. The sound rang outside her door, but nobody came. She took off her headphones, allowing her senses to bask in the sensory stimulation. She knew what the sound was right away. Scratching. Something or someone was scratching at her door. It didn't seem like something Adrian or Nana would do. They were both such goody two-shoes that she could never... They were both such goody two-shoes that they could never pull a prank on her. The sound reminded her... No. It had to be something else. There you go. That's a nice little transition there. The sound reminded her of when she was young. Of when she was young and lived with her family. And their many cats. Lived with her family and their many cats. Of course, they didn't have pets. Not yet, at least. They had talked about getting a cat or a dog. But all three of them had agreed that they were too busy working on their games. Kitty says the non-horror ending, the gang gets a cat and it fixes their problems.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But all three of them had agreed that they were too busy working on their games to care for another little creature. And if they were to get one, they would want to treat it well. But all three of them agreed. They had talked about getting a cat or a dog. But all three of them had agreed they were hardly taking care of themselves. If they were to get another little creature, they would want to treat it well. Ew, doing a break chick's Discord. What if I check Discord right now, huh, punk? What if I check Discord now, punk, huh? No, yeah, see, I'm definitely busy. I'm definitely busy that day. Thank you for inviting me, though. I appreciate that. Thank you. Aww. Yeah, no, we should definitely do a collab later, though. I will say, by the way, yes, Ziska By the way, Siska, I want to let you know, by the way, I don't think I'll be able to play games tomorrow, because I gotta work on this book. Yeah, I wanted to message you. This stream is not the place to be talking about gameplay plans. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to play games tomorrow. I'm sorry. I love you, Siska. I'm sorry, but I gotta get this book out. Anyways, speaking of getting back to work. You didn't get dumped! I'm being a responsible adult. I'm being a responsible adult, okay? Okay. Let me actually, I realized I answered Ronnie's question on stream, but not on them. Let me actually just replied. Thank you for inviting me. I can't do that. I can't make it to the collab, but thank you though. Thank you, Ronnie. I love you. I love you, Ronnie. Can we get, you know what? You know what we haven't done in forever? Can we get a Praise Moontomes command? Can we get a Praise Moontomes train going, by the way? We may want to like space them out, but yeah. Anyways. All right. So where was I? Swear? Sweary? Sweary confirmed this game? Yo, hi, Safifi.
Welcome back.
All right, where was I? The sound reminded her of the sound. Okay. No, it had to be something else. She searched her memory for phantoms of that scratching. For phantoms of that scratching sound. And found herself. Ooh. And found herself in old memories. As opposed to do old memories, Maxi? Is that really the joke? Thank you for saying hi. In old memories. Thanks for the memories. That's my wife when they got the breast reduction. Even though they weren't so good. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. She found herself in old memories. Her family. All their cats. Some good. Some bad. Some good. Her family. All their cats. They didn't have pets in the house. Family Feud voice. Good joke. Thank you. They didn't have pets in the house. They're talked about. Not yet, at least. And so, there were no cats to be scratching at that door, which left only one possibility. Casey. Ava wondered if Casey was really back. She had assumed for what she had seen with Adrian the other night. She had assumed as much from what she had seen with Adrian the other night, though she still wasn't sure. She had all those damn details on her mind. There hadn't been any extra dishes in the sink, any sign of Casey in either of their bathrooms, or any food going missing. To Ava, this meant Casey hadn't come back. This meant Casey hadn't come back. Though this too seemed strange. Casey didn't usually leave for such a long time. Maybe something happened to her. Maybe something happened to her. Maybe nothing did. Either way, Ava was not worried. She knew Casey would come back. She always did. Was she back right now? Was Casey the one scratching at her door like some nagging cat? Unlikely. Seeking the stimulation of finding out the source of the sound, Ava rose from her chair. She let the blankets fall to her sides, her headphones hanging off the edge of the desk by the cord. She walked over to the door, her room in darkness. She held the doorknob in her hand and turned it. Mercilessly. Nothing. The corridor was empty. She sighed. She had hoped that at least there would have been something fun and exciting. Yo, hell yeah, Jada, exciting! So happy for you. I'm just happy for people to be enjoying their creative journeys. Okay, where was I? She sighed. She had hoped that at least it would be. Yo, again, this is a safe place for queer folks. So, Sofifi, we got you. We love you. Stay safe. She sighed. She had hoped that at least there would have been something fun and exciting. Like a house robbery or a stray cat that had snuck in. Alas, no stimulation. She rubbed at her eyes. The corridor was so bright compared to her office. It took a second for her to be able to look around and take in the details. She looked for stimulation on the walls. Nothing, as bare as always. She looked up and down the corridor. Same number of doors. Same window. Same number of boxes in the corner. Everything was as it had always been. Defeated, she even thought to look down, though she held no hope of finding anything. She looked down at her feet, first noticing the black nail polish on her toes. She loved gel nail polish. She loved how reflective it was. How she could make the light dance across her nails with just a wiggle of her toes. She savored the stimulation, though it did not last long. Because she saw something. A spark of light. A blink in white and blue. She bent down and picked it up carefully. It was a piece of glass. Daring to see if it was real or just imagined, she brushed the flat of her thumb against the edge of the glass. She felt the friction grow hotter, sharper, and she pulled away before it could break the skin. That was glass, all right. But how had it gotten there? Confused in more ways than one, Ava brought the piece of glass closer to her face. The shard was thin, as though the kind of glass you'd find in a picture frame. It was nothing like the glass of the windows, so once again, no house invasion or robbers. Ava did not let the stimulation go to waste, though. She considered how a single shard of glass like that could end right outside her door. But just as she was beginning to formulate an explanation, something else happened. She heard something. Heard it near, and felt goosebumps all over her skin. Scratching. Let me double check that the scratching was actually... There you go, it was a Telus, that's perfect. Scratching. She looked over her shoulder. She heard scratching just behind her. It was close and hot, like the whisper of a lover. It felt violating to her. The thought that someone or something would come so close to her without her consent. She felt her brow tighten. She didn't like this game, if it was a game. Okay, you got me. That was fun. This was fun. Eva shouted. Now quit it. She heard her own voice echo down the corridor. Their house was so damn big, she wasn't even sure Adrian could have heard her on the first floor. Casey surely could not. She wasn't even. Their house was so damn big. So damn big. She didn't know if Adrian could have heard her from the first floor. Could have heard her. As for Casey in her basement, no chance. Ava could have been screaming bloody murder, and Casey wouldn't have known, wouldn't have expected a thing. expected a thing. Ava could have been screaming bloody murder, and Casey wouldn't have expected a thing. Ava was holding on to the hope that it was a prank and that she would finally have a good reason to kick Nana and Adrian's ass. But this comfort did not last long. Ava looked up and down the corridor, just like a child peeking into the darkness. The place was fully lit, and yet she did not feel safe. Where had the glass come from? Safe. There was still one question inside her mind. One that, one she pressed against her, one that threatened, threatened to make, to spill her blood. I don't know if this is good, but I'm gonna take that. Where had the glass come from? When faced with the fear of the unknown, humans are capable of the most incredible magical thinking. You have to consider the scratching, the shard of glass, and the strangeness of the situation, and assume the most ridiculous explanation. Probably just need a break. I've been working too much. Glass shard in hand, Ava turned and walked down the stairs to the first floor. She was thinking of grabbing a snack, maybe something sweet to sip on, and taking a small break before getting back to work. Thank you. She wanted another try at that illustration. She knew she could make it work. She could see Count Orsino in her mind, splayed as though a creature about to be butchered. You've been here for 30 minutes? You have not been here for 30 minutes. I'm telling you right now because I have a minute left on the break. Kitty. Kitty. Once again, the stimulation had sharpened her senses. She knew she could make that piece of art work. She just needed to step away from the canvas and let her brain do the work in the background. As she conquered the last of the steps and arrived at the first floor landing.
The timer!
Maxi, don't forget your timer.
Oh, hey Max.
Her we're almost done with this chapter, by the way. We're almost done with this chapter. We're not done with this chapter. Okay, never mind. I'm lying to you. I'm a liar. Where was it? There we go. We're here, okay? She just needed to step away from the... Yeah. As she conquered the last of the steps and arrived at the first floor landing, her subconscious was the white rabbit named Inspiration. Did your wife just rickroll you? No, that was actually, that was Dale. Dale redeemed timer. By the way, that's Kendra. That's my boy Kendra, by the way. Shoutouts to Kendra.
Hey boy.
And you know it wasn't Kitty because they weren't swearing. The rabbit name. Okay, let me just finish reading this sentence, okay? As she conquered the last of the steps and arrived to the first floor landing, her subconscious was the rabbit named Inspiration. She could almost see Duke Orsino begging for his life, begging to be spared. She could almost make out the look on his face. Were those tears of joy in his eye? Or was it relief? Was there a part of him that was happy to finally meet his doom? Yeah, Kitty would have called you a crumpet. You little crumpet. Alright. I'm gonna do one final break. We're in for a quick break, by the way. It's gonna be a quick break because I want to do 15 more minutes of editing and then we do dailies, okay? Okay? Alright, let's go. Alright, I'm up on my feet. I'm stretching. Ugh. Okay. Dude, I know I'm yawning. I know my voice keeps going out. I'm having so much fucking fun. I know maybe it's hard for you to see this, but I'm having so much fucking fun right now. This book is in way better shape than I expected. You know, and I'm reading the book. If If I can't get through reading a line out loud, I fix it. I'm having fun. Thrive. Thank you, Chip. Thank you, Chippy. Aww. I love you, Chippy. Thank you, friendo.
Dude, that's gay.
Alright, let me take a second, by the way. Let me take a second to make sure that everything's okay. I miss writing Maxi. Aw, kitty. I mean, I do want to say, like, you know. Jesus Christ. Let me just. I mean, like, I miss writing. Writing is really fun. But I also mean, like, I also like game design. There we go. Oh my God, there's so many little. The one thing nobody ever tells you, by the way. Ugh, finally my wife is getting off their ass and working on stream. Damn. It's also true though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not like game design, which is just fluffing around. Damn. It's so true, Siska, so true. Alright, fellas, 10 more minutes, okay? 13 more minutes. Let's do 13-minute timer. There we go. 14 is good enough. Send it. Dallas says, I'm done with 6 out of 11 sections of my detailed Tokimeki 95 feedback letter. Hot damn. I will say I did finally read the feedback, by the way. And I am making changes. I'm working with Kitty, but I'm still looking forward to reading your full analysis. Thank you. Thank you, Dallas. Thank you for your service. If I'm not mean to you every now and then, you'll think I'm a pushover. Siska. Stop the music, fellas. Stop the music. Siska, I love you, Siska, okay? You are one of my friends now. I love you. I hang out with you. You have provided inspiration. You have provided me a place where I can enjoy games and have a good time. Thank you. I also know that much Nutella cookie. Nutella biscuit? Where's the Nutella biscuit? You know, Siska, much like these delicious Nutella biscuits, I know that you may appear tough on the outside, but you are in fact soft, gooey, and sweet on the inside, Siska. You can't trick me, Siska. You can dress goth all you want, but I know that's a little heart on the outside of you, Siska, okay? A little heart and a little sun, okay? You're soft and gooey on the inside. I know that. I know that for a fact. You're a good person and I love you, Siska. Chippy says, you know you got her good when she hits you with the ellipses? Yeah! Got him. Got him.
Taken down by a gamer.
Don't worry about it. I just destroyed Siska with facts and reason. Oh no, what's that? These are Nutella cookies. Nutella biscuits. You can get them at your local store. I don't know if they have these in Poland. Yeah, it's like little cookies with Nutella in them. They're delicious. Kitty bought some. Anyways, was there a part of him that was happy to finally meet his doom? Ava could almost see him. Not as a two-dimensional approximation of the human form, but as a real person. She could almost see him just off the edge of her vision. The look on his face, she tried to make it out without turning to see this imaginary person, this character of her own making, a monster clad in human skin. And then, stimulation called to Ava, and she turned to listen. as the sailor mesmerized by the siren's song. Scratching. There was more of that damn scratching. This time Ava did not let it get away. She followed the sound. She chased it down the main corridor of the house. The scratching sounded distant and yet not so, as though she was chasing something she could not see. And when she came to, she was walking down the steps to the basement. She took a step towards Casey's door and remembered what Adrian had said not so long ago. We really shouldn't pry. Ava came to a stop. She looked at Casey's door. Also, I've never had Jaffa cakes, by the way. I mean, like, we were gonna buy some at this market, like, before going to see Beetlejuice, but we couldn't find them. They didn't have Jaffa cakes. Maybe they'll have them next time. I don't know. She looked at Casey's door. It was ajar, just like last time. Casey was not the time to leave her door open just like that. After all, she was often recording music and sounds for the game. Leaving the door open was the antithesis of the entire reason why she had chosen the basement as her office. Maybe Casey was not back after all. Though if that was the case, then what had caused all the crashing sounds they had heard the other night? Her door turned into a jar? Huh? How dare you, Kitty? How dare you? The crash that Adrian and Ava had followed all the way to the basement. Or the crashing sounds they heard the other night. We can delete this now. Well, not all the way. That almost... Yeah, okay. So the way we transition, by the way. Back then, she had almost convinced... She had almost... barged into Casey's room. But Adrian had convinced her not to pry. Not to pry. To leave. And so? And so? And so? She listened. And so she listened. Mostly because she wasn't sure if Casey was back. Now she was almost certain. Certain she was not. And still, Casey being back... Which left... How dare you? How dare you, Citro? So the way we transition... Socially and or medically? I like transitioning between segments of the... You know what I'm saying! You know what I'm saying! You're just messing with me. But Adrian had convinced her to not pry. And so she listened. She had listened to him at the time. Because she wasn't 100% sure Casey was back. Now, she was certain. Casey was gone. Which left I love you, Kitty. Casey was gone. Which left more questions than answers. For instance, all that damn scratching. It's probably just the little poor cat lost in this huge stupid house. Ava pushed the door open. Pushed the door to Casey's room open and stepped inside. Maxi, why did you move Casey being at the end to the beginning of the sentence? The reason why I did that is because it is often recommended. I prefer having the focus of the sentence as early as possible, especially for longer sentences, so the person who's reading knows what the hell is going on. Sometimes a writer hits you with a sentence where you don't know where the sentence is going until the very last couple words. And I'm like, You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can just literally write sentences where, so they're not like that. So instead of like, you know, Ava pushed the door and stepped into Casey's room, just Ava pushed the door to Casey's room and stepped inside. Like, you know, the focus is that Ava is moving into this room. Why not clarify that it is Casey's room until fucking the end? Come here, little guy. Sorry this house is so scary. I promise we don't have ghosts, just a bunch of gays. Oh my god, I love you, Ava. Just a bunch of just a bunch of queer people. Just a bunch of devil worshipping homosexuals. Would that be funnier? Would that be funnier if she says devil worshipping homosexuals? Just a bunch of Satan worshippers. No LOL? Okay. Alright, I'll just leave it just a bunch of gays. Ava was not unfamiliar with Casey's room. They all knew each other pretty well. That being said, Ava has no, okay, this needs to be I can already tell this needs to be reformatted, okay? The purpose of this is that I want to clarify that Ava hadn't taken the time to look at Casey's stuff. We're gonna establish that Casey may or may not be the one behind the weirdness in the house. Oh, no, you know what, actually? No, Kirin, you know what? I think it actually has to... No. Satan. No, actually, now that you reminded me that we do have a plotline about thinking that the house is about Satan worshipping, I think we have to make that joke. I'm sorry. Although I guess Satan worshipping transsexuals makes a lot more sense, but you know what? No, you know what? I think we have to. I owe it to my god theme stacking. I think only Casey's the devil worshipper. See, it's funny because Ava is saying something she would never be, and she's being sarcastic here. And then later on, when she actually brings up, you know, the possibility that Casey may be a demon worshiper, I owe it to theme stacking to make this joke. I promise we don't have ghosts. Just a bunch of Satan worshipping homosexuals. Theme maxing! Yes! Yes! New term unlocked, baby. Theme maxing. That's right. That's right. Theme maxing, baby. Alright, where was I? Incredible. Theme maxing. Oh my god. That being said, Ava had purposely not looked into details of Casey's belongings. Ava. The three of them had been together for a while. Ava was not unfamiliar with Casey's room, though she had never really taken the time to admire her personal possessions. In truth, Ava hadn't cared to look into Casey. Hadn't cared to look into Casey. Not her history, not all the little details the internet can provide. They were friends. They knew each other. They were closer than anyone else. And she loved her. And Adrian loved her. They didn't always get along, but Ava trusted. Ava trusted Casey. That being said, this was the first time Ava this was Ava's first time in Casey's room without Casey around. It was different. It was different to intrude in someone's room. There was... Adrian was right. There was something dirty about snooping around someone else's room. Especially the room of someone you loved. Someone you loved. Dirty or not, Ava wanted to find the source of the noise. And if she had to look around Casey's room, then she would. After all, what if it was just a poor little kitten? A poor little kitten lost inside the piles of vinyls or whatever. Or whatever the hell. No. Lost inside a little kitten. Lost. But what if it was a poor little kitten? What if it was their future cat? And so, Ava looked. So Ava pried. I'm gonna have to cut like. I probably have to rework. Okay, I'm gonna just highlight this with orange to know that I have to rework this. There's a nice line here about a breach of trust. I'm turning it off. I'm turning it off. Jesus Christ. There's a line here about a breach of trust that I want to maintain, but there's definitely again something here has to get cut. Nonetheless, so how many words did we Hey, we're almost finished with 1/6 of the book. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. And again, you know, I'm going a little bit slower because I'm on stream, but nonetheless, this was very, very fun. Thank you for joining me to the writing section of the stream. And now, fellas, it's almost time for Dailies, a segment of the stream where we play games we can only play today. But first, I gotta go take a bio break, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take a quick little bio break, and I'm gonna be right back. Please don't go anywhere. I'll see you in just a second, okay? Be right back. It's literally gonna be less than a minute, okay? So be right back. Beep boop. You know how I said it was gonna be a minute? I lied. All right, I'm back. I'm back though. I'm back. Don't worry about it. All right, fellas, it's me, Maxi. First and foremost, hey, Alex, welcome back.
Welcome back.
I don't. Alex says, "Ugh, I'm performing reconstructive surgery on a chapter and it's hard." Yes, it is. That's life, though. Good job pushing through. It's the only way the book is ever gonna be finished.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so fellas, music on, perfect. No, Chippy says I gotta do more work, but I'm so freezy cold. My electric blanket shipping info, please update. Oh my god, please. Poor Chippy. Alright, actually, before I do anything else, fellas, please don't forget. Vote for what my upcoming Halloween outfit is going to be, please. If you haven't already, please vote. The poll's gonna be open only for like 4 days, okay? Whatever outfit gets the most votes will be my outfit for the entirety of October. So get excited. Yo, hi, Nomia.
Welcome back.
Hey, boy.
Hey, boy.
Hey, Nomia, have you voted, Nomia? Have you voted? I know you just woke up and you couldn't have known because it's literally like 6 in the morning in Australia, but like, have you voted though? Anyways, fellas, it's time for dailies. Welcome to the segment of the stream where we play games we can only play today. So, welcome to Quartal, where we play 4 worlds at once because it's the only way I can feel anything anymore. I'm gonna open with Rogue and then follow with Saturn for the perfect 1-2 punch. So we're looking at, we have ATGE. Great? It's not great. I guess I would have already known there's no R in there, huh? Oh no! Does it look like Beetlejuice is not gonna win? That breaks my heart because I really like Beetlejuice. What if I just not listen to the results? No, I will listen to the results of the election, I promise. What word has EGAT? What kinda? Oh no, kidding. What word has EGAT on it? Are we allowed to backseat? I mean, like, yeah, as long as you're not being like, Max, you're stupid. As long as you don't tell me I'm stupid, you're welcome to backseat. I tried to sleep and Lucy said, rah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's fair, that makes sense. Algae? No, it ends in gat. I'm thinking nougat, but then where the hell is the ego, right? What the hell is negat? Legat? Degat? Bye, Sophie, take care. What word? Unless it's agat? I'm very much confusion by this word. Do we have anything else? No, nothing else. You know what? I'm gonna just do I'm gonna scout blimp just to give. Begat? The word was begat? See, the fact that nobody freaking knew. Also, Dallas, I love you, Dallas. Eaglet is 6 letters. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's an S, something else. Probably sapien? Sapand? It's clearly Sapan. Saipan? No, it's Spain. It's Spain, isn't it? No. Yeah? What word is spawn? Oh my god, it's spawn. Pissed. On the top left, we have, it's probably space. It's space. Alright, so that's space. Spain without the S. Wow, are these related? It's space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Thank you, Siska. Tim Curry accent. Space! The only place that has still not been corrupted by capitalism. Space! Alright, so. It doesn't... I mean, the E has to go here or here. I'm gonna assume that it's here. Which means it's what? Like, Which means it's a, Minor? No. Diner? It's probably diner. It was enter. We're not gonna get that, by the way. We're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get to enter. But anyways, begat, by the way. What a word. Welcome to Guess the Game, where we guess the game by guessing the game. I'm looking at this, and this here... Is this the remake of Perfect... Is this the remake of Perfect Dark? No, this is System Shock. This is System Shock, the new one. This is System Shock, the new one? Yeah. I can tell. I would recognize this elevator anywhere, okay?
Bingo!
I would have known from this texture. I would not have known from this texture. Cyborg Mantis, I would have known from Cyborg Mantis. Yeah, I see a pipe. I enter 0451 into a keypad. Even though I don't care, I very much don't care for Fahrenheit 451, by the way. So what game is this now? Look at this game. The texture looks a little bit big. It has the pre-render vibes of something like Fallout, the original Fallout. Blast Core? This looks pre-rendered though. It doesn't look like polygons to me. Halo? Shrug. I'll put Blast Core. Why not? I'll put Blast Cores for Dallas. It is not. This is not XCOM, is it? Or is this? The yellow line is very interesting. Is this is this like Battle Mech? Is this some sort of game? No, it's probably X. It's probably the original XCOM. XCOM will give it to you? Do you have the original XCOM on here? UFO Defense. It is not on the dresser by your bed in your apartment. Address found contain all of your personal business. Is this some sort? It's a PC and Mac game. 2019. You can know this is fiction because people thought we were gonna live to be that long. Eternal Darkness? No way. No way. I see what you mean, but it's not perfect. It's not Eternal Darkness. This is a point and click adventure game. Set in the future. It's a crime game set in the future. This is Underneath a Steel Sky. No. There is a health meter. An adventure with puzzle elements. Give me one skip. Brother, I don't know who you are. Straight up? In Cold Blood? No. In Cold Blood? What's in Cold Blood? Alright. It's not in Cold Blood. Brother, I'm telling you right now, I don't know what game this is. Straight up. This is not that Kojima game. This is not freaking Snatcher. Alright, what was it? The Journeyman Project? Okay, sure. 1993? Wouldn't know about it. Alright, next game. This looks like some Frogger BS. This looks like a Frogger. This looks like a game where the main character is a goddamn frog. This is very PS1. Is this a pencil? Is this a pencil or an eraser? I'll put Frogger in there, why not? It's not Frogger though, it's not Frogger. Is this Jazzpunk? No. A PS Vita game? Oh no. Loco Roco? Is it Loco Roco? No. Oh, it's a freaking... Oh my god. Hi, Kate. Love you.
Hey, bud.
It's Katamari. Katamari Forever, I think. It's Katamari Forever. No, it's We Love Katamari. It's not God damn it, it's Unravel. It's not Unravel? What is the name? What's this game's name? What's this game's name? Is this not Unravel? It's some sort of like handicrafty name. It's like freaking like Patchwork, the one where you make things with Tearaway, thank you. It's Tearaway, thank you, thank you. Also, what the hell is this? This could be Nier. It's probably not Nier Automata, but I'm guessing Nier Automata. Etterlick the Tracker. This is a game that's trying to be a Dark Souls game. The last something? The final something? The final something? The final human? The finals? It's not the finals. This is a game. Is this the Search 2? Is it the Search 2? No. It's a PS4 game. Jesus Fisto. I see. This is not Astral Chain. Because this is on the PS4. Jesus Fisto. Shoutouts to Jesus Fisto, by the way. Code Vein? This could be Code Vein. Although the graphics doesn't really look vampiric to me enough. Helldivers 1, no way. Helldivers 1 was top down. Oh, this is, oh my god, is this the Capcom game about dinosaurs? So once human? No. The one and only. One and only. Love you, kitty. Have a lovely rest of your day. Take care. I can't wait to see you. Love you. Bye. Okay, who are you? Give me something. Oh, this is a goddamn game that you lose money in. Okay, is this like, it's like the Last Human or something, right? The First Descendant. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I had a feeling it was one of those things. Anyways, welcome to Bukadoku, the day where we play the game by playing the game, which we play the game but we do it backwards. It just came out. It just came out. That's how the name was like in my mind somewhere. Anyways, Final Evolution Dragon. Baby, that's Dragavolt. That's Dragavolt. Ground Dragon? Ground Dragon? Ground and Dragon? Oh my god, I hate that. Final Evolution Poison? Oh baby. Oh baby. What about my good boy, Arbok? Which I believe it's race car backwards, actually. Final Evolution Normal. Have you heard of Cinchina? Now, Ground Poison? Don't talk to me. Ground Normal. I believe the only Ground Normal Pokemon is fucking Flygon. Oh my god, thank you. Flygon. Thank you, Noms. Thank you, Noms. Normal Ground. Freaking Fire Guy. What's his name? Excuse me? Oh, Klotza. Thank you. Oh my god. Holy crap, Nomia's awake. Flygon is ground? Okay. Alright, Cade, I have bad news for you, Cade. Yes, the Pokemon named Flygon is in fact, and has wings, is in fact a dragon ground type, yes. Yes. We live in a fucked up universe, don't we? Ground normal. This is something stupid. And it looks like a bug grass, yeah. Groudon is not ground normal. Anyways, legendary poison. It's the little guy. It's the little guy. Sand slash for points. Legendary dragon. That's Reshiram, baby. That's Reshiram, baby. It's the little guys that count. Legendary normal Pokemon. Legendary normal. Am I crazy? Legendary normal Pokemon? Legendary. Oh, it's Arceus. It's Arceus. It's Arceus. I'm stupid. It's Arceus. Huh? Is it Null Valley? Type Null? Wait, no, it's Null Valley. Oh, okay. Sorry. Arceus doesn't count. Arceus is not legendary. Arceus is a mythic Pokemon. Oh, Regigigas, thank you! Thank you, Nomia. Wait. Nomia, you son of a bitch. Nomia. Was only Diggersby and Ursaluna that are normal. Nomia! Oh, Regigigas is also legendary normal type. Oh, yeah. I don't know how to read this. I don't know how to read. Okay, I have like 8 minutes left on stream. Is Ronnie streaming today? I bet they are. Seems like something Ronnie would do. Ronnie coded things. Just Ronnie coded streams. Let's see, what's Ronnie doing today? Ronnie's playing more Death Stranding. Hell yeah. Ronnie's playing more Death Stranding, by the way, in 7 minutes. Please consider checking out their stream. And Nomia is not streaming today because they're streaming tomorrow with me, I believe. Nomia, if you're streaming today, please tell me. Alright, so welcome to Guess the Game, where we guess the game by guessing the game, and it's game to this time. Maxi, you really don't have to say all that. No, I do. What game is this? What the fuck is this? I'm not streaming today, says Nomia. Okay. What is this? Oh. Oh, no. Oh, this is Saint Seiya. This is Saint Seiya. This is Saint Seiya. Okay. Saint Seiya Sanctuary Battle. Thank you. I would recognize those hands anywhere. Chippy says, the only stream I'm doing today is with a fishing rod. Isn't this like the... No, this is the... Is this Wonderful 101? It's not. Is this like the Blob or something? The Blorb? This is not Fall Guys. Like the Blorb or something. The Blorb. The Blob. It's the Blob 2. I have never played this game. And I must say, when it comes to character designs, this is one of the worst ones. Now, can I guess a game by looking at keywords? Chakra, Puppet, Sequel, and Grapple. What the hell is this? What, is this a game for D&D 5th edition monks? Puppet, Sequel, and is it Xenoclash 2? No. Is it Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2?
Bingo!
Mission complete.
I will say though, that was all Chippy though. Don't clap for me. Clap for Chippy. Don't clap for me. Clap for Chippy. Chippy absolutely nailed that. All right, can I guess a game by just guessing games instead? All right, so we always open with Mighty Number 9. A game after 2016. It is not side view. It is not Unreal Engine. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see all the deets. All right, hit me with New Horizons. It's after 2020. It is not sandbox. It's not a simulator. It's not only on the it's not on the Switch at all. So, what about Helldivers 2? It's a game from this year. I'm fucked. A game from this year that's a first person. Wouldn't that be Lethal Company? Lethal Company's from last year? It's probably First Descendant, actually. It's not even on here. It's a third-person game. It's a third-person game from this year. Third-person game. Is it Wukong? Black Myth Wukong? Okay, it's single person. It's fucking current. It's like a brand new game. I don't care. I don't care. It's a stealth science fiction action open world game. What's the game with the lady with the big butt? What's the name of the game with the lady with the big butt? What's her name? What's the name of the one with the big butt? That I must assume it's only Stellar Blade, thank you. It's not Stellar Blade. It's not Pal World, because Pal World is on the Switch, isn't it? It's not Pal World. Pal World has multiplayer. It's a science fiction stealth open world action game. Shadow? You think it's Shadows? Dale? I don't think is Shadows even on here? It's not even on here. Okay. It's a stealth game from this year. A stealth game, open world science fiction game from this year. Wait a minute. Is it Zoneless Zero? Zenless Zone Zero? No, it's not even on here. We're cooked? Dude, what if it had been... Oh, it's not an RPG, though. It's not Zenless Zone Zero. Is it Wuthering Waves? It's not Wuthering Waves. Okay. Fellas, I think we're cooked. I think we're cooked, fellas. Also, Ronnie is live literally right now. I'm gonna hit Ronnie with one of these, okay? Boom. Boom. Get God, Ronnie. That's right, a little dancing. No, I'm not. I'm running at. I am. I have a membership to Ronnie's channel, so I can just get in there. Don't watch ads, kiddos. No, do watch my ads though, or not actually. You can also just support me by going to coffee.com/Kirin. Anyways, all right, a stealth game from this year. That it's new consoles only, so it's not like a main console game. It's science fiction as well. Did Starfield come out this year? That was last year, right? I'm just gonna put Starfield in here. It was Star Wars Outlaws. Wow, a game I don't know about. And I don't really want to go through this movie to movie, so that's it for today. Fellas, my good friend Ronnie is literally streaming right now. Please consider checking them out. I'm out of here. I will be back tomorrow on Nomia's stream. I will be playing Dark Souls with Nomia. Get excited. It's going to be very, very, very fun. On Thursday, I will be back with Elden Ring, Siska, Blegsworth, me. And on Friday, get excited, on Friday is gonna be Oops All Dailies with me and my wife.
Dude, that's gay.
That's right, Kitty has the day off, so we're gonna be doing dailies the entire time. Dude, it's Ronnie! Holy shit! Fucking love Ronnie, let's freaking go.
Bingo!
Alright, fellas, I'm out of here. Have a lovely rest of your day, take care. And with that, freaking have a lovely day, take care. I love you, have a good day. Work on your stuff, okay? And I'll see you all next time. Bye! Hey there. Welcome to the end of the stream. I want to just thank you once again for watching. This is not a recorded message. This is actually just me just talking to you. Hey, consider leaving a like if you haven't already, and I don't know, leave a comment. What was your favorite moment of the stream? Are you excited for the book? It's coming out next month. See y'all later. Have a lovely rest of your day. Take care. Bye bye. Beep boop.